And we got a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised.
Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew.
I'm not modeling anymore for the two of you.
Loveline.
Yep, it is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. Dr. Drew is not in town this week. Dr. Bruce allegedly is filling in for him, although now it's been 2 nights in a row where he's not been here when the goddamn show has begun. Unacceptable. Thank you. That's what I enjoy about Dr. Bruce. He takes a very casual approach to national radio. It is night number 2 where he is not here when the show
and the show starts.
The show starts, yeah, and it's so funny about that's Carlos Mencia, by the way. He's a stand-up, and I'll tell you all about him. He is our tonight's guest, but let me just get through Bruce for a second. Bruce, my only beef with Bruce, and I'm a little hard on him, and Carlos, when you see Bruce, you'll understand why I'm hard on him, is he works at Loma Linda at the hospital. He's an emergency physician.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy's got a decent life, but he's no celebrity. He's no Marcus Welby.
Right.
And once in a while, my partner Drew goes out of town on some kind of business, and Dr. Bruce gets to sit in for him.
Right.
And it's a lot like the starting quarterback going down and you getting to come out of the stands
right.
and play a few quarters, maybe just 1 or 2 games a year, but still you're not going to say, hold on, let me finish my beer when the coach points at you. You're going to hustle down to the field. Bruce does not take that approach to this show. He does not care if this show is national or not. He doesn't care how many cities it goes into. He doesn't care how many millions of people are listening. He shows up when he shows up, and his attitude is what you call laissez-faire. So he will theoretically be in here, but I don't know for sure. So let's get the phone number out, 1-800-LVE-191. Snoop Doggy Dogg will be in here tomorrow night. Carlos Mencia is he's a Hispanic stand-up who's got himself in a good laugher, which already makes me like him. He's going to be at it's going to be in Aspen at the comedy festival coming up, which I'll be at. By
you going to be up in Aspen?
Absolutely.
You going to be doing some stand-up?
No, I'm not. I'm a horrible stand-up.
Really?
Yes, I suck. So I'll not be doing any stand-up. We're doing some kind of man show. Actually, I had an idea about doing a man show reunion, even though we've only been on for 1 season. So we're going to do a man show reunion type thing up there for Comedy Central. You're going to be performing, doing stand-up up there.
I'm going to be doing some stand-up up there on Friday and Saturday.
And that's, wait, who, what? Oh, well, look what the cat dragged in, everybody. Dr. Bruce. Unacceptable. Dr. Bruce, say hi to Carlos Mencia.
How are you, Doc?
There you go.
Shaky, what's the matter?
Put your headphones on. And
have a good excuse, man. Just come on with a good excuse. Just lie about it. Just take one of your patient stories and exacerbate it and make just like the biggest lie so that it sounds great. You know what I mean?
It's going to be a tough night.
Hey, Bruce.
Yeah.
Remember we had that conversation Sunday night, and you said to me, show up 15 minutes early so we can hang out. Remember that?
No, I said show up 15 minutes late so I could do the show.
No, jackass. You said show up. All right, put those headphones on. I have no time for you. I'm running on minimal sleep here. Anyway, Carlos has got himself a TV show, but it ain't out yet, so I'm not going to plug that. You will see him at the Ice House if you go down to Pasadena on the 28th of January. Is that this Friday?
Friday and Saturday.
And Saturday, and has a CD coming out in English and Spanish.
Got to do that now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm thinking of I'm going to do one in French and German. Did you did you do 2 completely separate shows, obviously in English and Spanish?
Well, it's the same show, but one's in English and one's in Spanish.
And
so it's kind of like the Livin' La Vida Loca song, you know what I mean? That's in
Right.
English and in Spanish.
Do you so you play a club with gringos in there, and
Right.
then the next night you get some of the homeboys in, and you do
Some
you
of
do
the
same-
beaners. It's all right. You can say it.
Oh, I miss Beaner. Nobody uses Beaner anymore.
I love Beaner.
I like Beaner too, and
Beaner's a good one.
Listen, I think it's fine when people are associated by the food they eat.
I agree.
Like I liked Krauts for Germans. I thought
Right.
it worked.
Crackers for white people.
Yeah. Although I is that just because we eat crackers?
I have no idea, man. I have no idea.
You know what I was saying to somebody the other day? We need a good animal for the white person. Because, see, blacks, whenever that monkey thing comes in, everyone goes nuts. They
Yeah.
got their animal.
Yeah, as soon as somebody says monkey, it's a negative black thing.
It doesn't matter. The black guy could have scored a touchdown. He could have crawled up the goalpost, and he could be standing on the goalpost scratching his underarms.
Eating a banana.
And if the announcer said, look at him, he looks like a monkey,
Yes.
he's fired.
He's fired.
Yeah, eating a goddamn banana down the
You're-
goalpost.
you're gone.
And crapping on the opposing
Yeah,
team.
he could do
and
that.
they would still, if he said he's acting like a monkey,
Fired.
he's fired. White guys, we got no animal.
No animal.
And Mexicans,
We got no animal. We're just
well,
lazy, supposedly.
yeah, but you kind of got the donkey, but not
Kinda.
quite. Not quite.
But the good donkey, if it depends on what donkey you're talking about. If you're talking about the donkey that does the chick, that's not a bad donkey to be.
I think the donkey's good for the Mexican because here's the bottom line with the Mexican as far as I can tell. I grew up in L.A. and I worked
Sure.
construction.
Where in L.A.?
Grew up in North Hollywood.
Oh, so you
It's
know,
a
dude.
common
Oh.
white person excuse for prejudice. I
I got beaner friends. Is that it?
No, I know the Mexicans. I grew up in Los Angeles, and then as you know or don't know, you work 13 years construction in L.A. and you only work with Mexican dudes.
Yeah. And
And,
you got to learn how to speak Spanish.
Yeah, I only learned. Let's see, I learned limpiar. That means
Clean.
clean.
Grandes éxitos en español. Oh.
That's
Wow.
Dr. Drew, everybody. But I think the donkey is a good metaphorical animal for the Mexican because here's why. Doesn't want to do the job, but eventually gets up and does it.
Right.
That's the way I look at it. A little stubborn at first, maybe wants to sit in the shade, but you yank on the chain long enough, and it'll drag that plow all the way across the land.
White people are turkeys.
Turkeys?
They honky.
Yeah, see, again, it's tough with the like I said, the white guys. We got to get ourselves a good animal,
I
and a good
don't
slur.
know. But I'm not Mexican anymore.
What are you now?
I'm Cuban now.
Oh.
Yeah, but just in case anybody even thinks of deporting me, they won't.
Yeah,
So that's my stand on this now.
that's a good call. Yeah.
Yeah, so all you illegal aliens, you're Cubans now. Trust me on this one. Nobody will get rid of you. As a matter of fact, if you got family left over, they'll fly their asses here to meet you.
Yeah, most white guys can't tell the difference anyway. I mean, we don't know if you're from Ecuador, you're from Tijuana, if you're from Cuba, you're Central America. We don't really know, do we?
No.
No, and we certainly. I'm sure there's differences in the language, but we wouldn't notice
Of
those
course.
subtleties either.
My mom's from Mexico and my dad's from Honduras, and I was born in Honduras. But what people will ask me here, especially anywhere like in Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, Denver, or California, there's so many Mexicans that they'll ask me, where were you born? And I'll say I was born in Honduras, and they'll say, what part of Mexico is that?
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you don't want to fight it. You don't want to get mad. You just kind of go.
Where did Cuba come in?
Is the quiet down over there, Bruce? You haven't earned the right to talk yet. Let me ask you this: in terms of the dialect differences
Right.
between, let's say, Mexico and somebody from Honduras or
Right.
something, how big a difference is that?
All right, I'll show it to you so you can hear it rhythmically.
Okay.
All right. In Mexico, it would be like, Oye, Carlos, ¿cómo estás? Pues tienes tanto tiempo no venir por aquí. That's the meter.
Right.
In Central America, it's like, mira vos, no jodas, no veniste por acá, ¿y cómo estás? You see the difference?
Yeah. Right.
I'm from New York. Do a Puerto Rican. Make me feel at home.
No, dude. I don't want to do Boricuas right now. But the whole thing about see, Puerto Ricans though, most of them are born here, so they have a weird accent because it's a mix between Ebonics and Spanish.
Right.
No, seriously. So it's kind of like it's kind of like an Italian black kind of a Spanish thing, and it's not an authentic other country accent.
I'll
Do you
tell
see
you
what I'm
don't-
saying?
Don't be a Cuban in New York. My Puerto Rican friends would kick the ass of the.
Yeah,
Cuban.
that's the
It's
other
not-
thing that's
See, like
there's
they
a
all hate
pecking
each
order.
other. You
No,
know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, all beaners hate each other.
No, they
Trust
do.
me, I'm part of it. I know. That's
But-
why it's like I say beaner and spick, and I don't even care.
Good. I listen. I know guys from guys from Nicaragua don't like guys from El Salvador and vice
Right.
versa.
Right.
And what they don't realize is all us round eyes just look at them as just one big Mexican.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all we
It's
see.
true. Just like you're just one big dark thing, dude. You're that close to being black. You know what I mean?
Right. Here's
one
a-
gene,
I
and it's
break it
over.
up. You're either white, you're black, you're Asian, or you're Mexican.
Or you're Italian.
That's it. And Puerto Ricans and Central Americans, people from Mexico, it's all one big
all
thing.
one big thing.
One big Mexican to me.
I hear you, man.
All right. Hey, my plan last night, by the way, you're going to enjoy this. We had a rabbi in here. I told him,
here?
yeah, they, you know, the Jews and the Palestinians are always going at it over some chunk of land over there.
Right.
I say, have the Jews pull up stakes. Let's move them all out to Baja California. Got a nice chunk of desert over there.
Yeah.
They move out there. They get the Mexican economy right back on its feet in just a number of years, and they got all the land they need. Doesn't that seem? Why doesn't that make sense to anybody but me?
Because the Palestinians, they're nomadic, and there's lots of
All right,
there's
please
camel
don't,
territory.
Don't give
down
me details. I want reasons why.
They'd be more comfortable.
Let me
I think they should do it, man.
let me give you a couple of ideas I've had too about stemming the tide of illegal immigration into this country.
Well, we
from
need
the-
illegal
from the
immigrants, though.
Tijuana border. But we're always looking for ways to get rid of this. And here's my plan. I got
Okay.
a couple big master plans.
Can I go sit in my car for
One is this is good.
Okay.
Right at the Tijuana border, we open a giant Pep Boys and we staff it with DEA agents, right? Or with the immigration agents, right? It's just one big plywood thing, and we have a big sign out front that says like free batteries. The Mexicans cannot avoid a Pep Boys. I don't know if you've been to a Pep Boys.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big auto parts chain. They will. You Mexican guy could have just made it over the border, but if he passes that huge Pep Boys that says
He's gotta pull over and get
free,
in there.
free tires, he's running in there.
Right.
And he just opens the front door, goes right back into a bus, and we take him right back across the border. The other angle I have is, and this sounds a little strange, but do the math. We take the border in Tijuana, and we move it back into Ensenada, okay? Then they flee into Tijuana and
then
take
they say,
low-paying
"Oh
restaurant
my
jobs.
God!" and they go back.
They set up camp in Tijuana. They just stay there. They think they're in.
You know who has the most
They get a job at a restaurant, and they call it a life.
The most-
Meanwhile, they're in Tijuana.
the most radical plans though are my
Thank you.
Mexican American friends. Once they're over here, they got the great ideas: huge walls, guns to keep other.
Oh, once they're here. Oh, sure, yeah.
Look, the reality is that we need them. Who's gonna cut? Look, seriously, who's gonna replaster your house
Nobody.
for
Nobody like 'em.
$25?
Listen,
And if you throw in a 6-pack, he'll do it quicker. You know?
nobody does masonry and plaster like a Mexican too. By the way, nobody. It's in their blood. In their blood. I am telling you. I've worked with these guys for years. They can handle a trowel and sling stucco like someone put it. I think when you're Mexican, when you're born, they put like a stucco trowel in your hand when you're 3, right?
Like maybe there's like little tiny things inside the mother's womb. You know what I mean? And we're in there playing with them inside the womb. I don't know.
I tell you, it's in the blood. John,
Yo,
you're 26.
how you doing?
What's up?
I just want to say I listen to you guys all the time. and
Good.
You guys are all right, man.
Thank you.
What country are your relatives from?
I'm actually Greece.
Oh,
Greek.
we don't want to.
Oh, we know about you people.
Hey,
How do you separate the boys from what? From the men from the boys in Greece? What's that? With a crowbar?
that one.
All right, John, go ahead.
Anyway, this is my dilemma. My question is for Dr. Bruce.
Uh-oh. Yeah?
Thank God.
I had to take a drug test the other day.
Uh huh.
This is like a pre-employment thing, and I ended up using my father's urine.
Did you catheterize yourself, or did he just pee in the cup for you?
No, I actually peed in the cup. I warmed it up on the way up there.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Stuck it in my underwear, and then
You warmed it up on the way there. You got one of those coffee mug warmers that plugs into your cigarette lighter for your car?
no.
How do you warm it up on the way over
Actually,
there?
I pulled the cup holder out.
Yeah?
It crumbled like a bag and stuck it in the hole.
Uh-huh.
And then I stuck the little camera film container on top of it.
You could always
Turn
swish
the
and
heat up.
spit. You know?
Uh-huh. All right.
MacGyver style, man.
Yeah.
All right, so your dad, geez,
You're sharper than most. I had a patient, or maybe it's a proverbial story, but the male that used the female's urine and there was a positive pregnancy test in the
Really? That's funny, sir.
You can't lie about that one.
The good news is you've been hired. The bad news is you're pregnant.
Yeah, right. But
all right, so John, you used your dad's urine.
Yeah.
That must have been a wonderful moment in his life when his 26-year-old son came over and asked to borrow some urine.
Hey, the guy helps me out when he can, you know.
Yeah.
isn't there a www.cleanurine?
I don't know.
There is. Yeah, there
something
is.
like that.
All right, so you used your dad's urine and
I'm wondering if they could determine the age.
No. You know, you've got a hokey company though.
yeah, they
because
count the rings. Oh, that's just in the stool. That's just number 2. Yeah, I don't think they can do it with the urine.
Okay, now my other question is he's on some high blood pressure medication. And it's Lodicin. And the other
Lotensin.
one is Atenol. Will that show?
Atenolol. It doesn't matter. They're not checking for anything but a drugs of abuse screen.
I understand, but they're probably going to be thinking 26-year-old guy, you know.
I know what your
They're
drug.
not going to find those in the urine though, John, because they're not looking for them.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
I know what John's drug is. Let's
So basically
speak. 'Cause
all
he's a
they're
little
looking for is
paranoid.
marijuana and, like,
What is your drug of choice, John?
well, actually, a couple days ago, well, I don't buy it or nothing like that, but when it's offered, you know,
Dude, we're not cops, bro. Settle down.
marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana.
It makes some people paranoid.
Okay.
All right.
Well, what was your dad's reaction when you asked him for some of his urine?
Well, he was kind of pissed off. He was like,
He couldn't smoke for 2 days.
he was cursing me out in Greek, but
Okay, so is there any alcoholism in the family or substance abuse problems?
no, nothing.
No. All right. Have fun. What job is it? What kind of job?
Car salesman.
All right.
See, his dad's enabling his sorry ass stuff.
Right.
You know what's funny though? The worst jobs in the world are the ones you have to take the drug test for.
Yeah, like who?
Yeah,
why-
the guy, we've had guys trying to get jobs stocking at Walmart and stuff, and they're taking drug tests. Meanwhile, I got 2 TV shows and a radio show. I've never anything.
They don't want to know.
I know, but it's ridiculous. I
well,
mean, the
as hard
guy's
as
a
you're
car
working, you need to
salesman.
be on some
But just
crack.
for people
right.
listening,
Thank
the
you.
legitimate tests are done by people that have to be bonded or take classes just to collect the urine. There's a certification for collecting
They
urine.
shouldn't give him a heads up, though, should they?
No,
should
this
just,
is
They should just get them to do it when they show up, not tell them
Right.
when you come in tomorrow, we're
Like-
going to test you.
like Gattaca or
right. Lauren,
Yes,
you're 19. What's up?
yes, I'm 19. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. I just have a question because I was fooling around with my boyfriend and we were using a candle and he stuck it like inside my vagina and it went like in pretty far and I bled. And I'm just wondering, like, and it wasn't my period or anything. So I
Was it one of those sand candles?
What?
The sand candle variety?
No.
It was smooth?
No, it was like a wax candle.
Wax, I
How
see.
big was it though?
It was long, but like I didn't stick the whole thing.
Listen,
in.
I want you to get a wire hair brush. The next time he wants to stick something inside of you, you have to put the wire hair brush up his butt first. Okay? How you like that?
He didn't get the whole menorah up there, did he? No.
No.
That's wonderful. And it wasn't lit, right?
No. Not
Okay.
At all.
So he put it up there, and it disturbed the flora and the fauna up there.
Yeah.
Was it in too far?
Yeah,
Did you look at the little marks that tell you how far to put it in? That's how you know.
No.
Did it have any
You're not
marks?
yeah. Okay. Really? How old's your boyfriend?
He's 20.
Okay. Did he? Did anybody? And I'm trying to be serious. Did anybody do anything to him when he was younger, or have you had that much disclosure from him? I mean, certainly there are products that are made to insert.
Yeah,
that you can purchase, but it's not a good idea to put any foreign object there because you can get little pieces of it that will act as a nidus for bacteria to grow, a fomite, and it's a matter of having a pelvic exam is the only way to really tell exactly what happened. But certainly, it's.
All right. So what should she do? Get a pelvic?
You really
exam?
should have a pelvic exam because.
Okay.
Hey, Lauren, did you want him to do this?
I don't know. Not really.
Yeah. All right. Why don't you stand up for yourself a little bit?
Okay.
Tell
Is-
him. Tell
Does
him
he
no
like
more candles?
Yeah. Does he do other things that he gets you to do what you don't want to do?
No, not at all.
Just a candle.
Just the candle.
So this is
All
the
right.
first freak. How long have you been going on with this guy?
For a while.
Like what's a while?
Like not that long actually, since like September.
All right. Hey, Lauren.
So he's gonna get freakier. You know
Yeah.
that, right? I mean,
Yeah,
like the
candles
candle's like the
today.
first
Yeah.
thing. You know what I mean?
Animals next.
Yeah. Within
no.
about a year, it's gonna be a Mexican donkey. Trust me on this one. He's going there. He will.
Does he collect snakes or anything?
Lauren.
Yes.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, he's going to have the cake up there, and then it's really he won't know when to stop.
Oh, God.
All right, listen, you screwball. You start choosing your men a little better. I don't trust this guy.
Okay.
And it's not virgina, it's vagina.
Okay.
All right. It's always trouble when they pronounce it virgina. Yeah, he's shoving one of them candles up my vagina.
Virginia.
All right.
Does it matter how big it is, though?
The candle?
The candle?
The vagina will it's an accommodating organ. It accommodates.
I have not found that in my experience, by the way. Joe?
Yeah.
Me neither.
You're 15.
Yeah.
What's up?
I was just wondering, at what age does the penis stop growing?
Well, basically, I think it's like 19 or something like that, right? But it's pretty marginal from like 15 to 19, isn't it? You might squeeze another 3/8 of an inch out of it.
You know, who knows? It depends what kind of nutrients people use. They seem to be dipping it in things and doing stretching
Give
it.
us a straight answer.
Does that
would you,
stuff
goofball?
work?
No.
None of it works. But
When does the
people-
penis stop growing?
I think,
Basically, when you do.
yeah.
Does the penis keep growing after you grow? I'll tell you, the
Yeah,
scrotum.
I've learned
the
about
scrotum never
answering
stops.
when I really don't know. I have to be honest with you.
Joe, what's your problem? Is your penis?
You have a small penis?
No, I'm just wondering.
You're just wondering.
Yeah.
How is your penis? Is it a decent size?
Yeah?
All right. Well, so you don't have anything to worry about, right?
Yeah.
Majority of your growth is done at 16 or 17, but genetics come into play. Some people have a growth spurt later on, 18, 19 years old. So that's possible. But again, it's very interesting to just find out what your concerns are.
No,
why
he doesn't. Who cares?
It's
His
not that
penis is the
interesting,
right size. Listen, I'll tell you.
He's lying. Come
my
on.
penis stopped growing like 26 years ago, but my scrotum, my left testy, has been racing my right testy to the ground for the last 10 years. And my left one is a head like a good
Significant amount.
3/4 of an inch. You know?
But when you're cold, do they still go all the way back up?
Yeah, they go back up to the starting line.
Right.
And then it warms up and they start to race again.
Right.
See who can get to the knee first. Ready? Go. Uh-oh, it's cold. All right, let's go back up.
Right.
It's like on the downhill skiing, they have that shed at the top of the hill they start from. That's where the scrotum goes back up to. And then it warms up a little. They open the gate. Bell rings.
Bam.
Pow. They're back down again.
What would the rabbi say about that?
I don't know.
Say it's evidence for a designer, for a creator.
But as
All
you
right.
get older,
Wonderful
they
plan.
go lower and lower, right? Because I mean, I've seen my dad, and my dad's just like he's halfway down the bunny hill. You know what I mean?
Pendulous. Breasts and scrotums tend to become pendulous. Yes.
Yeah.
Is there any way to stop that? Like wearing specific underwear or something like that? Like, can you wear specific underwear that holds them in place so that they don't, you know what I mean, hang, so to speak?
Well, two comedians. I don't want to try and be funny.
No, I'm not. I was curious. Seriously.
Hold on a second. Listen, goofball.
I mean, what can I say to a question?
No, if you wear, okay, if a woman wears a bra, will it lessen her chance of the breast hanging
low? Yeah.
It's a different story because you have tissues in this, just as you were describing. There's muscular tissue and there's movement up and down. That's by design.
All right.
So
Yeah.
no, there's not it's not a comparable situation.
Fine then.
So if you wear a jockstrap all your life that holds up your nuts, they're still gonna race down the
You're
hill.
going to have a lower sperm count because of the increased temperature.
All right. And when you let them out, it's going to be like a slinky coming out of a can. Listen, my dad, like when some guys nap, they take their hat and lean it over their eyes, you know? My dad will pull his scrotum up over his head.
Over his head?
Yeah, when he
and then
naps.
let him hang behind his head.
Right.
So he looks like one of those aliens on one of those like TV shows.
Yeah, it's like one of the Mexican guys against the cactus when he takes a sombrero and leans it down, except for he's got the scrotum. He pulls it up. All right, we're going to take a little break. Carlos Mencia is here. He is a stand-up comedian. I will tell you about where you can find him and all that stuff after this. Dr. Bruce is here. I'm going to give him a good talking to, and we'll be back with more of the show after this.
We about to get funky, y'all. Hit it.
This is Loveline. 1-800-LOVE-191.
Oh, we'll be right back.
Oh, Camping is so romantic.
Come closer to the fire. Yeah.
What's that?
Warm up to exciting news about Trojan Supra.
Trojan Supra?
An incredible advancement in condom technology. It's not latex, strong yet ultra thin. It's made from microshear polyurethane, so it transmits body heat for your ultimate sensual pleasure.
You can feel each other's heat?
Cool.
No, Jerry, hot. New Trojan Supra condoms from Trojan, America's most trusted condom.
Allergic to latex? Try Trojan Supra. See package for important information.
Commercials are more effective if you use real people. So on the line is Angie McPhee, a Geico auto insurance customer who saved over $300. This is not an actor we hired to play Angie McPhee. It's the Angie McPhee. So in your own words, tell us, are you Angie McPhee?
Yes.
There. Unmistakable proof that Geico customers are real and save money. In 15 minutes, you could save 15%. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. 1-800-947-AUTO. Geico Direct, the sensible alternative.
Hi, I'm Serenity, and these are my friends, Missy and Stephanie.
You know, a lot of things happen to us every day that we have no control over.
But HIV and other sexually transmitted diseases aren't things that just happen to you. You do have a choice.
You can choose to use a condom, have safe sex, and take control of your life.
Asking for a condom isn't stupid. It's smart. It shows that you care about yourself and your partner.
You can do something about sexually transmitted diseases.
Use a condom.
Every partner.
Every time.
We do.
A message brought to you by Wicked Pictures and AIDS Project Los Angeles.
Oh, come on, have a drink.
No thanks.
Just one little drink.
I don't want to.
Chicken, everyone else is.
I said no.
What a nerd. One little drink won't kill you.
You've heard it all before. Be cool, join the crowd, have a drink even though you're not 21.
Let's go. She's no fun.
Make the right choice. Don't give in. Underage drinking is dumb and dangerous.
Look out!
A public service message from the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Somewhere in our community is a mother whose drug abuse once left her unable to care for her kids. There's a father, too, whose alcohol use drove his wife and children away. There's a boyfriend whose drug use frightened his girlfriend into giving him an ultimatum: get help or I'm gone. Help is available. It's in the form of treatment programs for drug abuse and alcohol problems, and the good news is that these programs are making a big difference in people's lives. With proper treatment, mothers and fathers, sweethearts and coworkers, friends and neighbors are overcoming drug and alcohol problems and reclaiming their lives. Isn't it great that treatment works? To find out about drug and alcohol treatment programs that can help, call 1-800-662-HELP. That's 1-800-662-HELP. There is help, and it works. A public service of this station and the Center for Substance Abuse Treatment.
Dad, I don't think our campfire's totally out.
Are you kidding me? I know when a campfire's out.
Did you drown the fire with water and stir it with a stick?
No, it's out. We don't have to. Who said that?
Frank, it's a talking moose with sunglasses.
And a bunch of singing and dancing forest animals.
We know we can count on you to do what Smokey says.
And when your folks desire to build a fire,
hot, hot.
Clear brush and branches away. And keep water nearby like you oughta.
Okay, I poured water on the fire. I stirred it with a stick. Everybody walked slowly toward the RV.
Dad, these are just Smokey's friends.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Frank, it's Smokey.
Nice hat, Smokey. Want the rest of my peanut butter sandwich?
Dad!
Visit Smokey at www.smokeybear.com. Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, the National Association of State Foresters, and the Ad Council.
It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Bruce. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Snoop Dogg allegedly will be in here tomorrow night, although I'll believe that.
Yay.
When I see that.
You're going to get a contact time, man.
That's, oh, yeah.
You know that.
That is stand-up comedian Carlos Mencia. You've seen him on The Tonight Show and Comic Relief. You also can find him coming up at the Ice House this Friday and Saturday with a whole bunch of shows. And he'll be at the Aspen Comedy Festival. He's got a CD coming out in English and Spanish. So, actually, if you wanted to learn Spanish, or at least, You could probably listen to both of them. Listen to the English one first, memorize it, and then hear the Spanish one, and you could actually sort of time along with it.
Right, and you'll know what the jokes are.
It's Comedy by Berlitz, everybody. And Dr. Bruce is, again, doing a wonderful job filling in for Dr. Drew. Bob? Yeah. You're 19.
17.
All right, you're 17. You had
Yes,
you had sex with your girlfriend's mom.
Yeah.
All right, perfectly normal, perfectly healthy. What's your question?
I kind of want to know how to explain it to my girlfriend.
Uh-huh. And what was the circumstance under which you had sex with her mother?
I went
Shut
over
up.
to her house one day when she wasn't home,
Uh-huh.
and her mom answered the door, and her mom was the only one home.
I
And I went in the house, for like a couple minutes, and she started hitting on me.
Uh-huh. And where's Dad?
He was at work.
Okay, so if this is true, Mom's a little chaotic, a little out of control.
Was she under the influence of something?
No, not that I know of.
Yeah. And how old is Mom?
34.
And what was Mom wearing when she answered the door?
Normal, everyday, like blue jeans, a T-shirt.
Uh-huh. And what room did you do it in?
Her,
Uh-huh. Yeah, all right, Dick.
Made-up story.
Yeah. It's made up because,
Right.
you know what room you did it in.
Of course.
Listen, I know every room I've ever had sex in.
Especially when you're 17.
Oh, yeah.
And you get, because that's like freaky stuff. And you know what? Even at the time, it's pretty cool. And when you tell your friends, I did my girlfriend's mom, you're like a stud for however long. I mean, at that age, when you're 17, it's like, you did her mom, you were the man,
Yeah.
It's not, it's something that and you remember for a long time.
Yeah.
I had sex with my teacher when I was 17 and she was 32, and I remember
You did?
exactly what happened.
You did?
Jesus Christ in heaven!
Yeah.
What was his name? No. What?
Ba-dum-bum.
What? Really? How'd you swing that?
You know what? I was one of those students that when I was in the 6th grade, I got skipped to the 10th grade. From the 6th to the 10th grade.
10th grade?
Yeah, but my dad didn't want that to happen, so he kind of didn't allow me to go to school for like 3 years, and I kind of caught up. I was a bit mature and really smart. And
And let me figure this out now.
We were kind of tutoring.
What
and
city did you grow up in?
Los Angeles.
And what high school did you go to?
Garfield High School.
Oh, Garfield, sure,
Yeah.
yeah. I think we played him in football or something.
Yeah, so we were, she was an English teacher, and she really dug my writing and all that kind of stuff. And one day we went over, and it was, she started like getting, saying things, and and I jumped on it. You know what I mean?
Wow, this is tremendous. So let me just backtrack for a second. When you're in the 6th grade,
right,
they want to push you ahead to the 10th grade,
right?
And that's because you're 16 or because
No,
you're
because
smart?
I was smart.
Okay. So you're regular.
It wasn't one of those tragedies,
You didn't
bro.
start school until 13?
No, exactly. It wasn't one of those. I've been going to the 1st grade for 4 years. It wasn't one of those, man.
Now, don't make fun of the Tardos. Come on. You're in the 6th grade. I mean, I couldn't imagine going through 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. That's a huge jump.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you must have been some kind of a mad scientist.
I was a stud.
And so you're what in the 6th grade? 12, 13?
12.
12 years
Actually,
old.
I was 11,
12,
going to be 12.
Going to be 12, and they want to push you ahead to the 10th grade.
Right.
Which may make sense on paper, but socially I think it's a disaster.
Right.
being 12
And my
years old.
dad, and you know what? That's so impressive because my dad, who's like a total immigrant, you know what I mean? Grew up in Honduras, a really poor country, not a lot of education himself, you know what I mean? I think he went to like the 3rd grade. That was the most he did.
Considered the genius of the village, by the way, because he
Right.
made it that far.
And he said, you know what? I'm not going to let this happen. This is not going to happen.
Why didn't you just go to 7th grade? Couldn't they have just said, no, I don't want to skip him, I want to be in 7th grade?
Because I already knew all, you know what I mean? All those classes, I already knew all that stuff. So it was kind of like redundant. And it got to the point in the 6th grade where they would give us, I was in the advanced class, and they would give us like, something to do. that would take an hour, and it would take me like 15 minutes, and then I'd walk around the room telling everybody how stupid they were, for not getting it. Because, it got to that point where I'm just calling everybody an idiot, and I'm really mean, and, I'm starting to, exactly. And my
Smart
dad.
and a wise ass.
Yeah.
That's scary.
And my dad was like, no, this is not going to happen.
So he pulls you out of school.
Pulls me out of school.
And he keeps you at home for a couple of years?
He sends me to Honduras, dude. To a jungle in Honduras.
To pick tobacco?
Yes, I swear to God. So I'm like planting rice and beans and corn and all this psycho. I mean, I'm like hiking 3 miles to go into the wilderness, practicing slash and burn, kind of agriculture.
My God.
And I'm just freaking out,
the
man.
exact same thing happened to me, so I know what you're talking about. That was my life. But let me explain what really happened here, Carlos. Okay. Your father's uncle, his brother, over in Honduras, called and said, here's what he said. The mule died. We need help.
When that donkey died, man.
All right, hold on. Let me come up with a plan. Son, come here. Carlos, come here. This school, they just called. They said you are a genius. They want to move you to college. I will not let them do that. I will send you to Honduras.
Because I love you.
I love you too much. You'll burn rainforest and pick tobacco for 5 years. Then you'll come back. We'll start you in the 10th grade.
You will learn what it is to be a man.
Oh, my God. The good news is you get to bang your teacher when you come back.
It was the coolest, man.
Thank God we're back to the teacher. But don't you look back on that and think that teacher was pretty messed up? I mean,
you know what? She was, because not only did we have sex, we had anal sex. I was 17.
And when you have kids, I don't know if you have kids, but I mean, having kids, imagining a teacher doing that. That's,
you know what? It's 2 levels, though. You know what I mean? On an intellectual level, I can say, you know what? There had to be something missing in her life. You know what I mean? In order for her to seek what she sought out in me. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there has to be something
that would be
missing.
medically or
Do you know what I'm
psychiatrically a major disturbance in that individual.
Right.
And at 17, you feel like you are a man. You're completely capable. It's a wonderful thing.
Right.
But looking back on
But when I look back at it, you know what I mean? I say, wow, she must have been freaked. But there's always that part of me that's like, I was 17 and I scored, you know what I mean? And that part doesn't go away either. So
the question is when.
All right, Bruce, quiet down.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm happy about it.
The bizarre thing
but
about
she was
this
weird.
whole thing is like I look back to my high school experience and I was like, yeah, I was on the JV basketball team. Carlos looks back, he's like, I sodomized my English teacher. I mean, that's
exactly, dude.
Oh, what? No,
is that not the coolest?
I'd love to see his quote in the yearbook. Thanks. It just said thanks.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to squeeze ourselves in a call. Wow, a skip from the 6th to the 10th goes to Honduras, nails the teacher in the ass. What a rich life you've led, Carlos.
I'm telling you, man.
Jesus, Michael.
Yep.
You're 16 years old. What's up?
My photography teacher today tried to kind of make a move on me.
You're a what teacher?
Photography teacher.
Oh, photography. And is this a woman?
No, it's a male.
It's a male.
Oh, so see, now that's.
I was going to say it's the 90s, but it's the.
Yeah, it's not quite as exciting as Carlos.
Yeah, exactly. That's scary.
Sodomy has a whole different ring to it.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I'm saying? All right, and what kind of move did he try to make? How do you know he tried to make a move?
Well, I was working on an enlarger, and he came up behind me and kind of grabbed me around my back and said, hey, what you doing, stuff like that.
Yeah, in the dark room?
Yeah.
Yeah, God knows what goes on in that dark room. And what'd you say?
Well, I just kind of turned around and was real scared and was joking around, and I just left.
Okay, wait, he grabbed your butt? He grabbed your...
Well, like the small of my back.
He kind of rubbed his back in an erotic, provocative kind of way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You probably need to report this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's really...
Because here's the deal. There are people that won't be as assertive as you who may fall victim to this guy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
And I mean, it sounds like you weren't like overtly aggressive in saying, hey, get away from me or whatever. You kind of like laughed it off and walked away too. So this is something that you definitely need to tell somebody.
And frightened is a
and
key
frightened,
word.
right?
And,
yeah.
And you, Michael, you shouldn't have to have any further negative experience because of this. There's an adult in your life, somebody you can talk to, your dad or.
I'd just go right to your counselor.
Well,
and just
if he's comfortable with it, I'm just saying if he's
if he is, if he's not older brother, dad,
Or me.
Pedophile uncle, somebody you can trust. That's all I'm saying. Christina?
Yeah.
You're 18 years old?
Oh, my God. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. You got that little girl voice, that always worries me.
Everybody tells me that. It's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Never got molested or anything?
No.
No. Okay. What's your question?
Okay, I'm a little nervous. I had a question about masturbation. I've done it for a while, and sometimes like up to 4 times a day. And I started since like 5th grade. And
5th grade. Wow. She was what, 10 or 11 at the time?
Yeah, and
were you having orgasms at that time?
Yeah.
In the 5th grade, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
And seriously, Christina, no one ever monkeyed with you at all?
No.
No?
I just had like one boyfriend, but
Hey, Christina?
yeah.
I know it's a fun show and everything, but you can't use that F word.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. Oh,
That's all right.
So nobody, boyfriend in kindergarten, how about that? Anything happened back then?
No.
When you were a little kid.
No,
Where's your dad?
they're very strict.
Is your dad a good guy?
Yeah, I'm not really close to him though.
Uh-oh. Why not?
Because they're strict and I can't be close to them. I can't tell them stuff. Yeah.
All right, so you're sort of turning your that closeness on yourself. And you're doing a lot of masturbating. So what's the
well,
question?
I have a boyfriend now.
Oh, you do?
Really
All
good,
right.
yeah.
Do you still masturbate even though, do you have sex with your boyfriend?
No, not yet. He's that would be illegal.
Well, you're 18. It's not illegal.
No, he's 16.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what do you, so why are you going out with a 16-year-old 18?
Hey, I didn't find out his age until like after, well, not until after. Well, after I knew him, I knew his age.
Are you still in high school?
No.
Oh,
You're
I'm
fat.
a freshman in college.
Okay. Hey, listen, Christina?
Yes?
So what's the question? You want to slow down on the masturbation?
No,
No.
There are no physical complications to that, so you don't have to worry about infertility, whatever else.
Infertility problems like later on in the future, because I use like different things, and I heard you talk about like
you're not,
candle sticking and.
You're not using like a rose bush or anything, are you? I mean,
I use lots of different kinds of things.
like what are you using?
A toolkit? What? Seriously?
No, seriously,
metal
like what?
objects
My
or?
whole makeup bag in there.
You get the whole makeup bag in there?
Wow.
Whatever's in there.
Don't you have like a specific device for that?
Usually like my lotion bottle sometimes, and then like I've like used a banana and like a carrot and.
Hey, but let me ask you something here.
You should really invest in a vibrator.
Oh, yeah. Hey, MacGyver.
Yeah.
The MacGyver.
Listen, you're not, it's not like the plane went down and you got to fashion a radio out of junk in the cargo bin or something. Go down, drop down $10, get at the Army surplus store, for Christ's sake, get yourself a vibrator and use it. I mean, dedicate something to your vagina. It's not just whatever's closest to the bed. So I got the reading lamp up there, the Bible the next day,
What's
the TV
next?
remote.
Right.
Don't you just you have a little consistency?
Right.
Well, it's like it's different the way it feels. It's not just like.
All right. Hey, Christina, you sure no one did anything weird to you? No, nobody from the church when you were 6 or anything?
No,
Seriously.
my parents are just
Do you have-
really
Come
strict
on,
and
tell us.
Do you have an older brother?
No, I don't have any male fit. Well, my dad's here. I have male cousins.
When
did your dad rape
you? Are you really
Ew,
not?
no.
So you're not close to men pretty much at all, and you and your dad don't get along.
Me and my dad don't get along. It's just, and my mom, we definitely don't get along.
All right.
I'm sick of girls.
Me too.
Yeah.
Christina.
Yeah, hi.
Listen, we got to take a little break.
Yes, I understand.
Get a little, read a few books, get a little therapy, and let's say limit the variety of things you put in your crotch to, let's say, 25 different objects.
Well, you know the way
with choose all those,
Right.
but don't just grab whatever's closest.
Yeah, definitely no.
You can like stuff the cat up there one day by mistake.
Well, with little kids, they design the toys so things don't break off, and with other household objects, they don't have masturbation in mind. So it's...
Yeah, go online, and I don't know, but if you go through your browser and find this out, and there's an actual list of things that doctors have removed from vaginas, and and when you see that list and you see some of the things that you've put up your thing and then that they get stuck, you're going to realize that you should probably be using something that's intended for that so that you don't hurt yourself.
Bruce, you've removed a thing or two from a anus, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Foreign objects.
When we come back, Dr. Bruce will share with us what he's removed from my anus. Okay, Bruce?
Yes.
All right.
I will be glad to share.
Comedian Carlos Mencia is here with us tonight, and we'll take a little break. We'll come back.
Loveline will be right back.
How was school today, Rebecca?
We learned what the Earth was like a long time ago, way back in the 1990s.
Oh.
Grandpa, did you ever taste water?
Oh, my, no. By the time I was a boy, water, if you could find it, was pretty much unfit to drink. But I hear tell, long ago, children used to make lemonade with actual tap water and drink it on hot sunny days.
Really?
Yeah, and sometimes they'd fill balloons with water and toss them at each other and laugh, or run through the sprinkler singing and carrying on. And then after a day of playing, their folks would put them in the tub, fill it with water and bubbles, and scrub them until they were squeaky clean.
Wow. Why didn't people try to save the water?
Well, I guess they didn't think one person could make a difference.
Thousands of Americans make a difference every day. For example, over 900 million tons of untreated sewage is no longer discharged into our nation's waters. A message from ECHO, the Earth Communications Office.
Okay, class. This part of the museum is known as the Hall of Trees.
What's a tree?
Large plants that once covered much of the Earth. This is a full-scale model of a maple tree.
What are those green things?
Those were called leaves. They took in sunlight, nourished the tree, expelled oxygen, creating air for people to breathe.
People didn't breathe out of air tanks?
No, then air was everywhere. The sky was blue, even the ocean was blue.
The ocean was blue?
And filled with fish.
What's a fish?
When you protect the Earth, you protect your health and that of your children. We're making progress. There has been a significant improvement. 20 years ago, air pollution in Los Angeles exceeded health standards on 4 out of every 5 days. But we still have a long way to go.
Here's the Hall of Weather. Press that button and you'll hear a rainfall.
Why'd they need rain?
Without rain, a flower couldn't grow.
What's a flower?
One person can make a difference. A message from ECHO, the Earth Communications Office.
Personally, I'm so sick of hearing about the environment.
I know. What's everyone so worried about?
51 million Americans live in areas where the air is officially classified as unhealthy to breathe.
It's a big world, and it's been here a long time.
Yeah, we're talking years and years and years.
The Center for Disease Control says that 94,000 people get sick every year from contaminated water. 900 of those people die.
It's all in their heads.
It's media hype.
The average American dumps at least 20 pounds of household toxins down the drain every year, most of which ends up in the drinking water supply.
Personally, I drink tap water. I mean, it's not like we're in Bangladesh.
Personally, I feel fine. I mean, I ask you, seriously, who's really getting hurt here?
5.8 million children died last year as a result of unsafe drinking water.
Not me or my kids, right, Billy? Billy? Where are you?
Can one person make a difference? Today, 66% of our rivers and lakes are safe for fishing and swimming, a third more than in 1970. One person can make a difference. A message from ECHO, the Earth Communications Office.
And now, Vince and Larry, the crash test dummies, with a lullaby.
Crumple, crumple, little car. When you crash, it's au revoir.
If on dumb luck you rely, through the windshield they will fly.
Keep your children off the streets. Put your kids in safety seats.
Crumple, crumple, little car. Don't be dummies like we are. Gee, Vince, I'm kind of sleepy now.
Okay, Larry, just crash anywhere.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your kids' safety belts. A message from the Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Oh, come on, have a drink.
No thanks.
Just one little drink.
I don't want to.
Chicken, everyone else is.
I said no.
What a nerd. One little drink won't kill you.
You've heard it all before. Be cool. Join the crowd. Have a drink, even though you're not 21.
Let's go. She's no fun.
Make the right choice. Don't give in. Underage drinking is dumb and dangerous.
Look out!
A public service message from the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
It's the Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Bruce over there filling in for Dr. Drew. Dr. Bruce is a board-certified physician. He specializes in addiction medicine and also emergency medicine, so he's more than qualified.
And booty object removal.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we do want to find out. By the way, Carlos Mencia is our guest tonight. He is a stand-up comedian. You can find him at the Ice House all weekend, this weekend in Aspen. He's got a CD coming out, English and Spanish, a TV show, and as far as I can tell, he's ripe to die in a plane crash because things are really going,
Dude,
really
that is
going
so
well
funny
for him.
because I think I've always thought, except for recently with Ricky Martin and Jennifer Lopez and Christina Aguilera, before 1999, I had a theory that there was like God was pissed at Hispanics or something, because anytime we got near, like, you know what I mean, Selena gets shot, Freddie Prinze gets shot. Richie Valens goes down on a plane. Raul Julia gets cancer. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
it's like it's all tragic, man.
Yeah, they fight to get one Mexican into show business. They last for 6 months, and then some God strikes them down.
Yeah, exactly.
Although it's not like Freddie Prinze was in the back of a convertible waving to a bunch of Texans when someone took him out. I mean,
Yeah.
he had a small hand in that one.
Just a little.
Looking good. All right.
That's poor guy, man.
Not looking so good.
It's, you know what though, you know what it's like. You know what people don't understand, and you know what, I'm an average everyday guy, and I don't feel sorry for Kurt Cobain and nothing like that. But people don't understand like the pressures. Let's say all the stuff that you're doing. People don't understand the outside pressures that are up upon you. How much money you're generating and how much responsibility you have. You know, some people can't handle that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where, speaking personally, I have a good job. I enjoy myself.
Right.
Everything's great. But in my old job, if I got up in the morning, I didn't feel so good, I'd pick up the phone and say, I'm not going to be there.
Right.
And the guy'd say, fine.
Right.
And he'd hang up the phone.
Right.
And everyone would go back to work.
Right.
Now you know that if you're booked to do stand-up or you're doing a presentation or you're going to Aspen for the comedy festival or you got a live radio show to do that night, whatever, you can't just say,
you can't.
I ain't going to make it. And that does weigh on you just a little bit. Now, Bruce?
And you have to be good.
Well, I don't put that kind of pressure on
No,
myself.
but I mean, you know, like I've been doing comedy for 12 years, all right? I work at least every year 48 weeks a year, you know, and most of it on the road.
Right,
You know what I
in
mean?
Honduras, picking tobacco for his uncle's
being
farm.
the mule for my uncle. He gave me a whole new perspective on that, man.
Bringing heroin back over the border. Sure, he's a working man. And he does 3 or 4 stand-up gigs. So on top of that,
this is the
you
first
gotta
time.
perform.
Yeah, this year in West Palm Beach, Florida, by the way. And I want to apologize because I know you guys are there for everybody that was going to go see me and I couldn't. I got like sick, but it's the first time I've ever canceled a gig ever since I started doing comedy. And I felt really bad about it. And then when I spoke to the gentleman, you know, of the club, he's like, next time you come in, our deal's gonna be different because I lost like $3,000 to $10,000.
Wow!
Just because you canceled.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you feel bad. You're like, oh my God, you know, like that's like,
Listen,
and that's not a lot of money either.
I'm reading between the lines. Enjoy Carlos before he kills himself. Mary?
Yeah.
You're 25.
Yep. How's it going?
Or the leader of his fan club breaks a twig and goes after him. Well, it's Mary. Get your question out. See, you're always cheated on your boyfriends.
Yeah.
Now you're married.
Yes.
And you've lost your sex drive.
I have lost my sex drive completely.
All right. So you're either sort of hypersexual or you close up vaginal
Exactly.
shop, right?
Yes.
All right. Now, was your childhood okay? Because that usually means something.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Nobody.
thought about it a lot. Yeah, no, nothing.
Nothing. All right. So knock it off, or get it together. Are you torturing your poor husband by explaining to him what a slut you were in your earlier days?
He knows. Well, we've been married for 6 months, but we dated for 2 years. And at the beginning of it, it was pure sex. And it was great.
But did you cheat on him when you guys were boyfriend and girlfriend?
No, and when I met him, I knew that he was the one. That I knew I wanted to be with him.
All right. How often are you having sex with him?
It's in the past 6 months. It's been infrequent. I'd say once a month.
Unacceptable. Once a month?
Well, except for our honeymoon.
Is there something he's not doing for you? Are you mad at him?
No, not at all. It's gotten worse. In the beginning of we've been together for 2.5 years now.
But
Okay, look at how you're using sex, and look at what sex can be and what it was. When you're in a relationship and you're cheating and having sex with other people, this is not something that's related to intimacy. It's related to
desire.
No, I mean there's anger, there's aggression. There are a lot of things going on there when you're doing that. And when you get married and you're committing to one person, and then you're expecting the sex to be part of a committed relationship. Where's the transition there? You never were doing that. So why is it going to translate into the marriage?
Hey, Mary.
Yeah.
Here's our problem. I got to jump to a break again. I ran too long on my last one. This is an issue: the hypersexuality and now the sexual dormancy.
I just want to have sex again.
All right, then you got to get in some therapy and you got to work some issues out because there's something motivating this. Okay?
Yeah, because you're basically relating sex to non-intimacy, and intimacy and love doesn't equate to sex. So sex is like a dirty kind of freaky thing that you do, and you don't want to do that with your husband because you love him. So you're gonna have to restructure the way you look at sex in order to make it, applicable to the one you love.
Read a book, get some therapy, and just hold still once a week and let him climb on. All right, we'll take ourselves a little break. We'll be right back.
Let's have some more fun.
Okay, let's do it. Call Loveline 1-800-LOVE-191.
Loveline, we'll be right back.
Well, here's how it's sampled.
These are the sounds of today's kids. And these are the voices of today's kids.
Don't underestimate me. I can work harder in school.
Give me a problem that's hard to solve.
Give me tougher work. Give me tougher books. When I solve a tough problem, I'm on top of the world.
Surprised? Don't be. 74% of kids say school should only pass them to the next grade when they've learned what's expected of them.
I'm not afraid to fail.
If I make a mistake, I'll do better next time.
75% of kids say they'd study harder if their schools gave them tougher tests. The fact is, almost all kids want to be challenged in school. So listen to the voices of kids today.
Challenge me.
Challenge me. Challenge me.
Do your part. Support higher academic achievement in your state and challenge our schools to challenge our kids. For a free booklet, call 1-800-38-BE-SMART. A message from the Ad Council and the Education Excellence Partnership.
Taking all that work home?
No, this is my own stuff. I've got a date with a financial planner.
You're only 25. Why are you planning for retirement already?
Hey, I want to be able to choose when I retire and know that I'll be financially secure when I do.
I've heard lots of people call themselves financial planners, but aren't they really trying to get you to invest in their favorite fund? Like they're selling size 20 shoes so everyone gets a hello Bigfoot.
Half this stuff is my bank statements, company insurance policies, tax returns. The planner's going to know a lot about me before recommending anything. The rest is background information I've collected on her and 2 other planners. If she passes tonight's round, she gets my papers.
Securing your financial future is important. You have a right to expect financial advice that's competent, ethical, and based on your needs. To verify that a planner is certified, call toll-free 888-CFP-MARK. A public service of the Certified Financial Planner Board of Standards.
Hey, driving fans! It may have happened to you. You may have heard the roar of the rumble strips, the blast of car and truck horns, and the heart-pounding fear of a near miss. Avoid all the dangerous crash action that comes with falling asleep at the wheel. Experience the amazing power nap. You've never seen power like this before. The Power Nap. Find out what the professional drivers have been doing for years. The Power Nap gives you the energy you need for the road ahead, and it's free. Whether you're driving to the shore with your family, to another city to meet a client, to school across the state, or anywhere there's action. The Power Nap is your ticket to revitalization. Experience the Power Nap at a rest stop near you. Just pull in, find a safe, well-lighted spot to park, turn off the key, and close your eyes. In just 20 to 30 minutes, you'll have the energy you need to drive safely for miles. So don't push it, park it, and feel the power of the Power Nap. A wake-up call to all drivers from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the American Trucking Association.
It's nearly 6 a.m. and we're at a rest stop talking to travelers. Excuse me?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of circadian rhythms?
It's like a Latin band, right?
Not quite. Do you know what circadian rhythms are?
It's when the stars all align and their energy creates...
No. How about you, sir? Circadian rhythms. Exactly. Circadian rhythms tell your body when it should be sleeping as well as when it should be awake. Circadian rhythms are part of our body's internal controls, a kind of built-in clock that tells us when to wake up and when to go to sleep each day. Imagine the danger that comes when we try to drive when our body thinks we should be sleeping, especially at night, early morning, and for many people, mid-afternoon. You really should try to avoid driving during your body's downtimes. If you have to drive when you'd normally be sleeping and you find yourself getting drowsy, stop for a refreshing 20 to 30-minute nap. Now what would you say when I say circadian rhythms?
I'd say, don't push it, park it.
Right. A wake-up call from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the American Trucking Associations.
Oh, come on, have a drink.
No thanks.
Just one little drink.
I don't want to.
Chicken, everyone else is.
I said no.
What a nerd. One little drink won't kill you.
You've heard it all before. Be cool. Join the crowd. Have a drink even though you're not 21.
Let's go. She's no fun.
Make the right choice. Don't give in. Underage drinking is dumb and dangerous.
Look out!
A public service message from the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Nonviolence is not just a philosophy, but an active way of life. In an age marked by frequent acts of brutality and violence, we need to embrace those whose struggles are nonviolent. I'm Sharon Stone, asking you to take a stand for nonviolence by supporting those who remain dedicated to this vital form of conflict resolution. Call 1-888-MILAREPA, M-I-L-A-R-E-P-A, or log on to milarepa.org. Let's make nonviolence the way of the 21st century.
It's Loveline. We're going to take a quick 10-second timeout. We'll be back with more of the show in just 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on radio station.
It's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. It's Dr. Bruce. Dr. Bruce is a board-certified physician, knows all the stuff Drew knows. Phone number, 1-800-LVE-191. Snoop Dogg will be in here tomorrow night. Tonight, Carlos Mencia is our guest. He's been on Tonight Show, done comic relief. You can find him at the Ice House in Pasadena. Coming up Friday and Saturday of this weekend. Also, he's going to do the Aspen Comedy Festival, and got a CD coming out, and a TV show, and plenty of irons in the fire, as they say. Dr. Bruce, we want to find out what you've pulled out of someone's ass, because Dr. Bruce works in the ER. He does not look like George Clooney, but he's more qualified to work in the ER. And
you'd rather have me than George pulling something out of your butt.
There is an actor, though, that you look like, but I don't know the guy's name, and I don't remember what he's been on. But hopefully by the end of the show, I'll remember. But you do look like there's an actor guy that has red hair that you look like.
Uh-oh. The guy in Mad Magazine, I've been accused of looking like
I don't know about that one.
Mr. Haney from Green Acres. Who had that general store over at on the Green Acres? Yeah. All right. The point is he's working the front lines, and when someone gets something stuck in their ass, they go to the ER, right? I mean, they don't wait and see their physician or anything.
Great PR for emergency medicine. What do we think of? We think of foreign bodies in the butt.
Right.
Now,
what
the American College of Emergency Physicians.
What have you? I'm not interested in what your colleagues have pulled out, or what you've read about, or what you've heard about secondhand. I want to know what you've pulled out, or where you've been when something was being pulled out.
Okay. Well, you know, a nice story is the two gentlemen that were they like to play with plaster of Paris, and they found that it was malleable and would form very interesting objects. But once they accidentally bought rapid setting plaster of Paris, and the object, once inserted, would not return. So
So they actually poured
So
it
it got stuck to the wall?
down there when it was in a liquid shape and it sort of bulbed out?
Well, you're a construction person. I
Yes.
assume this is something that's you can get into a clay-like consistency and push it in a semi-solid state, and if it doesn't
Yeah,
settle,
if you're
it doesn't
dealing
set.
with something, they have something called Fix-All, for instance. It dries hard as concrete, and you
Right.
can sort of work with it for about 10 minutes, but then once it hardens, it goes quick. It takes
Right.
about a minute to get rock hard, and then once it's hardened, it's like having a block of concrete.
Right, so there's some sort of pushing that made the end inside bigger than the orifice, and
Right.
wouldn't come out.
And what'd you do?
Called the surgeons. We don't want to.
And what did what did they do?
I don't recall. It sounds like something I'd be just curious about and find out. But
And what else have you yanked out of someone's ass?
one poor guy's a truck driver, and pick up my first chart after a nice long weekend, and it says sore throat. Go talk to the guy, and he's 3 weeks away from his wife. He picked up a hooker and at the truck stop, and they both got drunk, and she insisted on a California Cooler bottle in his butt, and it popped up there. And
all the way in?
All the way in. I don't know if they still make that stuff. The outline of the bottle is very characteristic. So I got a plain film of the abdomen, and for the residents, you pop it up on the screen and you say,
So it's like a movie. It's got
I
like the
need
little
to-
lineman and everything.
A picture is worth 1,000 words.
And how do you get that out?
There was if you put somebody under anesthesia, then the rectum is you can get a lot more volume of hand up there.
Did
But
you get your hand up there?
Well, I tried with my gloved hand, but
Right.
there's spasm and immediate contraction. There's no way it was going to work. So then you call surgery. They put him under and take him up to the operating room and
What do? Reach in
and yank it out. I guess. I tell you the truth, I didn't follow up on that one either.
That's some kind of ambitious hooker. You know what I mean?
Well, the true story you never really know. I mean, that was pretty plausible.
That had to be his idea. Come on. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. You
Yeah.
know, what kind of a I'm paying you. What do you mean you want me to stick this up my ass? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's like that doesn't fit in the contract. I'm the one paying here.
Well,
right. That's like you bring your car to the car wash, and the guy says he begs you to do an oil change for free. While you're doing it. It's like, how does that? Why is he going the extra mile?
This guy's paying 3 times. He paid the hooker, he paid the hospital, and when he got back to Illinois, where he's from, I'm sure he
the
paid
fiddler.
his wife.
Paid the fiddler. Oh man. Oh, wine cooler. And by the way, if I was going to have a bottle up my rectum, I'd prefer it to be a masculine bottle. Like King Cobra or something, not a wine cooler.
How about a Quaker?
Like a 40-ounce?
Quaker State oil bottle.
A 40-ounce.
Maybe like a Pabst Tall Boy or something. Michael?
Yes.
You're 19, yes.
Yes. I'm dating a 37-year-old woman
Mm-hmm.
who she lives in eastern Kentucky and I live in western.
Mm-hmm.
And she's come out here to visit me quite often in the past 8 months, and I've managed to always keep it from my parents what she's, how old she is.
Are you living at home?
Yeah,
Uh-huh. And how'd you meet her?
on the internet.
Mm-hmm. And what's up with her? What's wrong with her? She's 37. She just got divorced?
Well, I responded to a personal ad that she had up. She's been divorced for about 3 years.
Right. Old and stupid. Looking for a young Kentuckian companion to have sex without any questions asked. Are you guys falling in love?
We've been in love for several months.
Yeah. Let me explain a syndrome that I'm well aware of from doing this show, Michael.
Okay.
A lot of women, they get married. It's a long marriage. It's a bad marriage. And then they get out of it, and they don't want to be with a guy they could marry again. They want to have sex. They want to have fun. But they don't want to be with someone they could potentially marry again. So they get a really young guy, and then you can't get married because it's like, I'm 37, you're 19, it would never work out.
Right.
And there's that built-in obstacle. This is the equivalent to the women, by the way, who date only guys who are married. They could never marry them, and they know it on some level. I bet her marriage was a crappy one. Has she told you anything about that?
Yeah, she was married to the guy for 13 years, and
Yep.
pretty much the whole time he didn't treat her too well.
Yep.
They married right out of.
Perfect. Just what I said. Married for a long time, married young, and the guy was abusive or not good. Now she's going to be in a relationship that she can't really totally commit to. Meanwhile, you're getting all caught up in it.
Is this your first serious relationship?
No, I was engaged last winter.
Okay. There are things that are not going to happen
to a 70-year-old dating
this person. You're developmental things and learning things, and you're really sabotaging your future because as Adam's saying, this is not going to go anywhere. This is not going to end up a committed life partner, most likely.
It's not healthy. What you're doing is not healthy, and she doesn't really love you because she can't. Just the fact that she chose you to be a partner and you can't commit and she can't commit on purpose goes to show you the state of mind that she's in. You know what I mean? And she can say I love you and you can feel that and whatnot, but it's not real. It's pretend. You know, she's faking it. She's using you basically. She's fulfilling something that she needs with you, and you probably like the sex and you dig that she's old and she's all that, but it's not right.
She's having a non-threatening relationship. Does she have kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, how many?
2.
How old?
8 and 16.
Wow. So
So her 16-year-old son is 3 years younger.
Her 16-year-old daughter.
Yeah, is like basically could be your girlfriend easily.
Maybe you could get her.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael.
Uh-huh.
Listen, what's up with you? You were engaged when you were 18. You broke that off. You met some old chick over the internet. She got a couple of kids. She lives across state. Wait, can you just get a job and move out of the house and date 19-year-olds?
Well, the problem is I'm waiting for a call back for a tech support job.
Yeah.
Where I'm going to be moving in about a month and a half.
All right. Hey, Michael.
Uh-huh.
Listen, I don't think we're going to talk you out of anything. Do not get her pregnant. And then one day you'll realize what this all meant, all right? I'm not going to try to give you an advice. Just don't knock her up and keep an eye on her. It's always the same case, though. Married for 15 years, married too young, abusive husband. Now I'm going out with a kid who's way too young.
Listen to the little voice. I'm sure he's got one that's saying there's something wrong with this.
Clayton?
Yeah.
You're 19. What's up?
I got a buddy that I've been his friend for like 2 or 3 years because I just moved here. But me and my other friends kind of think he might be gay.
Mm-hmm.
Some things he's done, we caught him doing, but I don't really know how to approach him. What
do you caught him doing?
Well,
like he was blowing this guy?
Nah, nothing like that.
Was he blowing you?
Oh yeah, well maybe on the side. No,
You're
but,
gay.
Yeah,
True,
really.
please.
No, I think it was like last Saturday. It was last Saturday. We were watching like Predator, and we just got back from partying, so we're all pretty drunk. And like out of nowhere, he gets up, so we think he's puking. The guy that lives there kind of follows him in the bathroom. He's jacking off, and then just kind of, I don't know. We're all just kind of like, whoa, bro.
Well, listen, I can only look at Schwarzenegger
Yeah.
so long with his shirt off before I got to head into the bathroom myself. That's healthy. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. He's
Yeah, I hear
a
that.
handsome man.
Wait,
All right,
he wasn't
so-
like staring at you guys while he was doing this, was he? I mean, he was like out back by himself.
Caught him, like we caught, well, not caught him, but we kind of, like I've passed out over at his house a couple times.
Right.
And I don't know. Sometimes he just looks a little too hard.
Okay, look, by 19, you should be sort of leaving this peer group type of stuff and moving out and developing your own life. And I'm
Well-
not sure what the concern is.
Oh, listen, if the guy gives you the creeps, don't hang out
Yeah,
with him.
Well,
I
no, he
mean,
doesn't- no, he's a good friend of mine.
all right, well then shut up. Relax.
The guy just
Confront him.
jerked off. Big deal.
Listen.
Are you gay? What are you
enmeshed
talking
in
about? I was
chaos-
jerking off.
Yeah.
Enmeshed and
It's
chaotic.
like, what is that?
I am Rip Taylor if whacking off makes you gay,
Right?
Because I have it myself on a constant basis.
Oh.
I squeezed one off before I came into work tonight. I'm
Well,
proud
you're
to
gay.
say.
Let's
You're
get the
gay,
Drew. Where's
you
Drew? The Drew
homo.
drop.
Thank you.
You're homo.
Drew knows.
You're gay.
Thank you, Drew.
I bet these guys started drinking heavily when they were 13 or 14, when the peer group is the big thing, and they never grew out of it.
All right. Who cares?
That's a
Crystal?
good insight.
Yeah.
You're 20. Yeah, that was solid.
Hey, guys.
Good. What's
Hi.
up? Your boyfriend's in jail?
Yeah, he is now.
For
Is
what?
Selling drugs.
Oh.
Uh-huh. And he wants you to move in with his family?
He wants me to move in with his grandparents.
Uh-huh. So they can keep an eye on you?
Kinda, yeah.
So you're not out slutting around while he's in the pokey?
No.
Yeah.
Are you guys
I'm
married
not.
or he's your boyfriend?
Do what now?
Are you married or is he your boyfriend?
He's just my boyfriend.
Uh-huh. When does he get paroled?
He he hasn't even been sentenced yet, but he's looking at 2 to 5.
2 to 5?
Yeah.
How quickly can you get away from him?
Do you guys have
and his family?
kids, by the way? Do you guys have kids?
No, I'm not that dumb.
Step off. Just jam, leave, run. Do like Forrest Gump and just get your ass out. Seriously.
Oh, yeah. Well, 3.5 years will pass in the blink of an eye. I remember what it was like being 20.
Yeah, sure. Come on.
Like, he used to be a really nice guy, you know?
Right.
Yeah, well, you know what? Look, you don't even have to go on any further. Think of what you said. He used to be a really nice guy. That means he's not anymore. Just move on. I mean, you can say all this stuff and come in and out, and you know what I mean, and you're gonna start making up excuses for the guy and saying, well, you don't understand, but the reality is, you know that you're supposed to get out.
You've got a victim painted on you somewhere. He's got control issues. He wasn't a nice guy. He had a veneer, and the veneer's worn thin. And this is what
you don't want to move in with his grandparents so they can keep an eye on you, do you?
No, hell no, I don't.
All right. So
are you afraid to break it off, or?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Are you taking care of yourself?
Yeah, I am. I'm almost done with school.
Almost done with school?
Yeah.
Did you say you're afraid to do this or not?
What school? 9th grade?
Shut up. I'm just about out of college.
Junior college. Come on.
Beauty college, even better.
Oh, better. I mean, they shouldn't. Why? They're so liberal with the use of the word college. You know, so I go to bartending college.
Right.
You know, I go to beauty college. Oh, hold on. You sitting there coloring wigs on a styrofoam head should not have college.
Should not be university.
Put at the end of it. Yeah, how's the football team this year? Listen. You graduate that beauty college, you get yourself a job at a salon, and you talk to all the other bitter women about what you hate about men while you chew gum. And eventually a nice guy comes in there, he drops off a UPS package, you hear harp music, and you guys get married. You don't wait for this guy to get out of prison.
Did she say she was afraid to get out of it?
Well, I'm sure she is, but the guy's in, so... What are you going to do?
Yeah, the quicker you get out, the better it'll be for you.
Yeah, don't stretch it out.
Don't like wait till he's like 6 months to go, and then he's really going to be pissed and he's going to snap at you.
You don't want to dump the guy 2 days before they let him out on the street.
Exactly.
So he's coming to your house.
And I think we should make it clear, it's not because this guy's in prison. Being in prison is not the problem. It sounds like he's very controlling and he's manipulative. And
listen, being in prison is a factor.
But yeah, exactly. I mean, come on,
Jake,
you're not in there for no reason.
Jake, you're 16. I'm sure he has priors if he's in there 3 to 5 for
yeah,
drugs.
hey.
What's up?
I don't know. It's something weird. Okay, my left testicle this morning just started throbbing.
Yeah.
And, it does it, every 5 minutes. I'll just feel like a sudden just jolt of pain.
Starting this morning?
Yeah, it started, at 11 o'clock while I was at school.
Where do you live?
San Francisco.
Where's the nearest emergency room? Seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
I had a friend who played soccer who lost one.
Right.
Because they twisted.
Torsion.
Right.
I don't know what it's called, but to the point where they actually had to remove his testicle. And that could happen.
Absolutely.
I mean, and all he did was he was just running around. You know what we'd been doing since we were kids, and one day just the wrong thing went the wrong way, and circumstances, and he ended up in the hospital.
Right. So what are you, about 18 hours out from the first symptom?
11 o'clock this morning. I don't know.
Oh, 12 hours out. So you're at the point where you have a significant chance of, if it's
not like severe pain. It's just like,
well,
it's like a sudden jolt every 5 minutes.
It doesn't matter. It's the situation is certain individuals, the support mechanism for the testicle is not what it should be, and the thing twists. And you've got arteries going down into the testicle, and when you twist it, the blood supply gets compromised. It stops supplying blood there, and so it can go in, twist and untwist. It can do all kinds of things. You just can't tell without it's a simple scan. It's like an ultrasound. It tells you if the blood flow's normal. They'll check a urinalysis.
Listen, it's really simple.
You don't even get the finger up the butt.
If you go to the doctor and there's nothing wrong, it's no big deal. But if you don't go to the doctor and there's something wrong, you might lose your nut. Do you understand?
Yes.
It's that how simple. So get your ass and go to the doctor.
This is not a wait till the morning thing, because percentage-wise, you get up probably close to 80%, 90%. You're going to lose it if you wait.
All right, get in there. Maria.
Yeah.
You're 27.
Yes.
What's up? You're in love with a 16-year-old.
This is true.
Oh, boy.
Are you going to make a movie about you, Mary Jo Letourneau, too, or something?
You one of those whacked-out divorcees?
No, I've never been married.
Uh-huh. How'd you fall in love with a 16-year-old?
That's a complicated situation. It happened over a long time, and we've known him for about 2.5 years.
Oh, well, I see.
So you started like to fall in love with this guy when he was 15?
When you were babysitting him?
I was never babysitting. We worked together. We worked together.
Oh, you
with,
worked together?
Yes, and so we were sort of on the same level as far as like, you know.
Hold on a second. Hold on one
Okay.
second. By the way, it's a bad sign when you're working with like a 13, 14-year-old.
Right. On the same level.
And you ain't his boss.
Yeah, right.
He's coming into the break room going, put that cigarette out. It's time to get back on the clock. Hey, time to lean, time to clean. Come on, let's get back into it.
That's wrong.
All right. Hey, Maria.
Yeah.
Let me float a theory here because I got to figure this one out.
All right.
I am going with how overweight are you?
Oh, I knew you were gonna go there.
Yeah.
Are you?
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
come on.
really. No.
Come on.
How much do you weigh? How tall are you?
I'll be the judge of that. Go ahead.
I'm 5'4",
Mm-hmm.
and I weigh 160.
All right. Let
You're
me.
overweight.
But
me
I'm also
hold
a
on.
snowboarder, and I'm pretty, you know, like.
And listen,
athletic.
people are getting out of the way too.
You're fat.
Let me, Drew, please. Let me do the radio
Let me
math.
hear Drew. I
Let
like
me
talking
do.
to Drew.
Quiet down, you.
He already told you you're
Quiet
fat.
down, you pedophile. Let me do the math here. 5'4", 160. I'm doing the radio math.
36D.
By the way. Oh, well, slow down. Let me figure this.
36D.
5'4". All right, I got 5'1" ¾ 179. Okay. Listen,
I've got an enmeshed family.
I'm a beautiful person inside and out.
I'm sure. But listen. No, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just trying to figure out why you're wasting your time
Maybe
with
that's
a
part of what
16-year-old.
I'm calling is like I don't feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm sort of living in the present. Like, okay, we're enjoying each other. We have a great time together.
How could you, though? Seriously. Yeah. I mean, I know what it's like to be 27 and what it's like to be 16, and there is no way that a grown woman at the age of 27 can mentally be on the same level as a 16-year-old boy.
Especially when they're more mature. Were you more overweight in high school or something?
No, I would say that I was definitely sheltered. I definitely grew up late.
Enmeshed.
And he's definitely someone who has had more things happen to him in his younger life. And
Still doesn't make up for 11 years, man.
Listen,
that is huge.
Even if he went to Honduras and sodomized his English teacher, it's still no
It's
excuse.
still wrong, man.
Maria, you're not. There's nothing.
It is wrong by legal standards.
No. I'm not talking about legally. I'm talking about
emotionally. It's wrong.
Emotionally, what you're doing is wrong. It says something about you. You should be introspective. There's something wrong with the way you look at yourself or the way you look at relationships in order for you to do this to yourself, because in reality, you're tricking yourself. There's no way that you can have the same conversation with a 16-year-old that you can have with a 25-year-old or a 27 or a 30-year-old man. And if you believe that, you're totally kidding yourself, and you're totally lying to yourself.
But you know, you can
You're
talk
gonna
till you're
screw
blue
'em
in-
up, too.
You can,
Go ahead.
You can talk till you're blue in the face. She's not going to understand that now. But Maria, I have a. Is she on this?
Go ahead, goofball.
I have a proposition for you. What about going to a counselor, a therapist, and spending some time? Because what you don't have here is insight. There's something we're seeing that you're not seeing because you're emotionally enmeshed with this guy, and you're seeing the complementary aspects of your going out with him. But what about going to somebody and giving it a period of, say, 3 or 6 months where, therapy isn't just laying there and talking about dreams. It's looking at things that you might not intuitively see just off the bat.
All right, do that and see if you can arrive at something other than what you've arrived at.
You're overweight.
She's
Drew,
fat.
please. Hey, let me hear. By the way, I hate to say it, but I miss Drew. It's easy when Bruce is filling in. I'd miss Hitler's cousin if Bruce stays here another night. Hey, Anderson, let's hear the Drew Boogie because it's been a little while and I do miss it.
Ow!
Yeah.
Get down, get down.
Asshole.
Get down, get down.
You're gay.
Get down, get down.
You're fat.
Get down, get down.
You're sick. If I find you, have sex with me. Gee, it hurts to have sex with me. Faggot better have sex with me. I want to have sex with me. I was bored, so I had anal sex. Gee, it hurts. I'm still a virgin. Tried to be straight, or I thought I should be straight, and I was confused. Pee on this makes me sick. Hurts when I urinate. Makes me sick. Anal sex makes me sick. This guy's penis makes me sick. I've had anal sex, but felt no effect. I got these lesions. Gee, it hurts. I'm still a virgin. Makes me sick. It's called intimacy. Can I say that? You're fat. You're gay. Confused. You're sick. You're overweight. You're still a virgin. You're dysfunctional. Not acceptable.
Dr. Drew's right.
I tell you, it never gets old.
No.
It
Drew's-
never,
he's
ever gets
broken
old.
new ground in medicine. I wish I had one of those.
He's
I'm
gotten
jealous.
so
That's
good
cool.
though. I mean, I remember when the show was on K-Rock, like long time ago, and it was like it was stumbling on itself. You know what I mean? They get freaky calls. They didn't know how to screen out the guys who were calling in. You know what I mean? Like now, you're so good at knowing the BS call. You know what I mean? You like know the right questions to ask, and right when they stumble, you're like,
Well,
dick,
thank
and you
you.
hang up. You know what I'm saying? But Drew is like so, he's gotten so good at just like telling people, like they'll say, I'm calling, you're gay, dude, you're gay. He's just like so good on that.
Yeah, he's
can
got
do
a
it in his
nose.
sleep.
He's got a nose like a bloodhound. Yes, he is good. And Bruce is getting better. I might say. And in
Faggot better run.
15 years. He does say he doesn't like the gays, though. I'll say that for Drew. All right, we're going to take ourselves a little break. Carlos Mencia is our guest tonight, stand-up comedian. We'll talk to Elizabeth when we
You're
come back,
gay.
who's pregnant by best friend's boyfriend. She wants to know if she should leave him alone or try to be with him. Dilemmas,
Three-way
dilemmas.
marriage, no
18 years old. We'll be back after this.
Back once again with it.
Loveline. Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. We'll be right back before you know it.
Oh, the beach, the sun, it's so hot.
How are you in that bikini?
Who's that?
Trojan Man. I've got hot news about Trojan Supra condoms.
Trojan Supra.
An incredible advancement in condom technology. It's not latex, strong yet ultra thin. It's made from microshear polyurethane, so it transmits body heat for your ultimate sensual pleasure.
You can feel each other's heat.
I'm feeling overheated myself.
New Trojan Supra condoms from Trojan, America's most trusted condom.
Allergic to latex? Try Trojan Supra. See package for important information.
Commercials are more effective if you use real people. So on the line is Angie McPhee, a Geico auto insurance customer who saved over $300. This is not an actor we hired to play Angie McPhee. It's the Angie McPhee. So in your own words, tell us, are you Angie McPhee?
Yes.
There. Unmistakable proof that Geico customers are real and save money. In 15 minutes, you could save 15%. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. 1-800-947-AUTO. Geico Direct, the sensible alternative.
Hi, I'm Serenity, and these are my friends, Missy and Stephanie.
You know, a lot of things happen to us every day that we have no control over.
But HIV and other sexually transmitted diseases aren't things that just happen to you. You do have a choice.
You can choose to use a condom, have safe sex, and take control of your life.
Asking for a condom isn't stupid. It's smart. It shows that you care about yourself and your partner.
You can do something about sexually transmitted diseases.
Use a condom.
Every partner.
Every time.
We do.
A message brought to you by Wicked Pictures and AIDS Project Los Angeles.
Oh, come on, have a drink.
No thanks.
Just one little drink.
I don't want to.
Chicken, everyone else is.
I said no.
What a nerd. One little drink won't kill you.
You've heard it all before. Be cool. Join the crowd. Have a drink even though you're not 21.
Let's go. She's no fun.
Make the right choice. Don't give in. Underage drinking is dumb and dangerous.
Look out!
A public service message from the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Somewhere in our community is a mother whose drug abuse once left her unable to care for her kids. There's a father, too, whose alcohol use drove his wife and children away. There's a boyfriend whose drug use frightened his girlfriend into giving him an ultimatum: get help or I'm gone. Help is available. It's in the form of treatment programs for drug abuse and alcohol problems, and the good news is that these programs are making a big difference in people's lives. With proper treatment, mothers and fathers, sweethearts and coworkers, friends and neighbors are overcoming drug and alcohol problems and reclaiming their lives. Isn't it great that treatment works? To find out about drug and alcohol treatment programs that can help, call 1-800-662-HELP. That's 1-800-662-HELP. There is help, and it works. A public service of this station and the Center for Substance Abuse Treatment.
Dad, I don't think our campfire's totally out.
Are you kidding me? I know when a campfire's out.
Did you drown the fire with water and stir it with a stick?
No, it's out. We don't have to. Who said that?
Frank, it's a talking moose with sunglasses.
And a bunch of singing and dancing forest animals.
We know we can count on you to do what Smokey says.
And when your folks desire to build a fire, clear brush and branches away, and keep water nearby like you oughta.
Okay, I poured water on the fire. I stirred it with a stick. Everybody walked slowly toward the RV.
Dad, these are just Smokey's friends.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Frank, it's Smokey.
Nice hat, Smokey. Want the rest of my peanut butter sandwich?
Dad!
Visit Smokey at www.smokeybear.com. Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, the National Association of State Foresters, and the Ad Council.
It's Loveline. I was waiting for that to happen. Dr. Bruce is here, the Jerry Lewis of emergency physicians. Carlos Mencia is our guest tonight. Very funny stand-up comedian. Done the Tonight Show. Son of a bitch. I've never done that. Also done Comic Relief, something else I've never been asked to do. I have performed at the Ice House, but I certainly was not getting paid, and I was not booked an entire weekend over there. It was more open mic variety. But I am going to Aspen. So
you got to do some time, though, man. You got to go up on stage and do some stuff.
No, you know, I've done some stand-up, and I basically suck. So I got to be straightforward. I don't want to disappoint anybody, but I suck.
You're pretty good on
it's kind of hard.
Letterman show.
Oh, pretty good on Letterman? Yeah, actually, I was pretty good on Letterman. Thank you.
You were really funny on that, actually. You were.
Oh, well, thanks. Yeah, I was so.
Please welcome Adam Carolla.
I was so funny. I was on a year ago. No one's asked me back, but now at least I have an excuse. All right, so what the hell are we talking about? Carlos, you can look forward to a CD coming out called Take a Joke America in Spanish, and it's dedicated to his high school English teacher. Elizabeth?
Yes.
You're 18?
Uh-huh.
So you slept with your best friend's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he got you pregnant.
Uh-huh.
Why is it if you're going to sleep with him, you didn't use any protection?
Well, we did in the beginning. I'd been sleeping with him for a while.
Oh, I see.
And
yeah,
we just stopped.
Why are you sleeping with your best friend's boyfriend?
I don't know.
Doesn't that make him your boyfriend if you're sleeping with him for a while?
Yeah, that bitch is sleeping with your boyfriend. And
How long had they been going out?
For like 2 years.
And how long have you been having sex with him? Even before?
For about a year now.
Wow, and she's never found out?
Oh, yeah, now she knows.
Oh, okay. And how's she with that? She mad at you or mad at him?
She's mad at me.
Yeah.
We're not really friends
I got to find myself one of those women. That's what I love most
Is
about.
that not awesome?
Yeah, that's what I love about really stupid women.
Right.
They go right after the chick. That's
Yeah.
what I love most about Springer. There's some skinny black guy, weighs about 115 pounds, sitting between two 400-pound white
Right.
chicks,
Right.
and they're going, "You leave him alone!" And
Right.
the black guy's just leaning back, like laughing, and I'm thinking to myself, "That's what I want."
Of course. Well, think about the situation. I mean, instead of getting mad at the guy and saying, you cheated on me, she goes to her friend and says, you're a whore. I can't believe you did this to me.
Right. And they're still together?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
that is solid.
How are you feeling?
Well, I don't know. See, I do want to be with him for some reason.
Yeah. Well,
But does he want to be with you?
Well, that's what he says.
Well, he's obviously a quality individual. I mean, I could see you wanting to hang on to that gem with both hands.
Of course, he's a keeper.
How concerned are you as to why you did this? Or is it like, well, no big deal?
Are you just sort of
if your biggest concern
sociopath?
is how to get him or whether or not, but that really wasn't exactly moral or right, and consequences of things that are not right or.
And she's pregnant, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now, how pregnant are you?
5 months.
And so you're having the kid.
Uh-huh.
All right. And what is your plan? Would you do me a favor, Elizabeth?
What?
Would you give that kid up for adoption?
Why?
Why? Because you're an unfit mother. You have a moral compass that is damaged, A, number one. B, number two, there's no father to raise this kid. And C, number three, I'm tired of paying 55% in taxes so I can raise all you idiots.
Oh, I'm not on welfare or nothing like that. I have a job.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do with the kid?
Well,
Like the kid's not going to have a father. Is your mom going to help you raise the kid or something?
Well, yeah, she was.
Well, honestly, is there
Yeah,
any
just-
inkling of this kid being a magnet to get the guy?
No.
All right. And where's your dad?
My real dad?
Okay.
Oh.
No, the guy from Father Knows Best.
Well, no. I have a stepdad right now.
All right. Where's real dad?
He's in Arizona.
Uh-huh. And you don't have much contact with him?
No.
No. And what a surprise. You're going to have a kid who's not going to know his dad.
And who's not going to know his grandfather either.
That's why I wanted to
Right.
to kind of be with him so so my kid would have a father.
Yeah, but listen, this ain't going to work, Elizabeth.
The legacy there is not real pretty.
Hey, Elizabeth,
What?
please do the courageous thing.
Yeah.
Give the kid up for adoption. Do the first responsible move of your life and give the kid up for adoption. Get an education, get a career, start your life. Don't hook up with guys who have girlfriends, and see if you can't sort of break this cycle that your family seems to be hell-bent on. All right?
Okay.
Does it
Be
make sense?
courageous and do that. Would you please?
Because I know this doesn't sound right, and I'm telling you, I have 11 sisters and 6 brothers.
Holy
I have
S.
64 nephews and nieces, and I'm telling you this from experience. If you really love your child, if you really love what's inside you, understand that you're not going to be able to provide what a family of a mother and a father are going to provide. And if you really care about this kid, give it up for adoption, not for any reason, but for the child. And you know what? Hopefully in 20 or 30 years, you'll be on some TV show and your kid will thank you for having, done the right thing, and they'll love you for it. And then you'll have a relationship, with an older sibling
Oh,
or something
my
like that.
God. I can't believe 11 sisters and 64 nephews. What your dad must be like when you see him. He's like, "Hey, it's good to see you, Ernesto. Oswaldo, Jose, which one are you?"
He does that. I swear to God. My mother, she'll go like this, "Manuel, Heriberto, you stupid." And then I'll go, "Carlos." Oh, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? She'll do that all the time.
Hey, yeah, I mean, Carlos is one of the only guys whose family, mom calls him dude. Hey, dude,
She'll
come
say
here.
dude or you.
Hey, mijo.
Yeah, exactly.
Come here, come
There
here.
it is. Mijo, come
How
here.
many of them went to Honduras?
I was the only one, man.
Ah.
I was the only one that
I want
got
to know more about that.
got reamed over there. It was the worst. It was the coolest experience and the worst at the same time. You have to understand, a city boy, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Growing up here, going over there to where all these other kids knew everything about living there, and I knew Jack, you know what I mean? And after like a week, I'm getting infections that I've never heard of, getting,
they have snakes
bites
down
of
there?
animals that I've never even seen in
Are
my
there
entire
snakes?
life. Yeah, a tick, like a little tick, for example. You know what I mean? It's the weirdest thing to one day go take a shower, and you've got this like fat, nasty thing stuck to your body full of your blood,
That's called your ass, by the
It's
way.
it's just
No.
it's weird, man.
Listen, I never been to Honduras, but I saw the movie Pepion, and I know that ain't a place to hang out.
Well,
they
listen.
got spear chuckers who like hunt you down in the jungle and shoot you with blowguns.
And here's where we lived. Somebody brought up the movie Predator?
Yeah.
Predator was actually shot right, like not too far from where my parents took me. So remember that jungle?
Yeah.
Remember that's where I went to. That's how harsh it was.
I couldn't admit. It's like you're playing softball. You run to first base. A leopard jumps out of a tree.
Exactly.
and kills you.
Yeah, it's the worst. And
Oh, my
monkeys coming
God.
out of nowhere, freaking and it's like I remember one time, and I just been there for a while, and we're hanging out, and this older guy wakes up, and we're supposed to go work, and he says, "We're not gonna go work today." And I'm like, "Why? What's up?" He said, "I had a dream, and there was a tiger in the dream, and that means I'm supposed to go hunting right now for the tiger. So get ready." So he gives me a .22 rifle. Never shot a rifle in my life, right?
Wow.
I'm 13 years old. I'm out in the jungle looking for a leopard or a puma or something because he had a dream about it. I swear to God. And all of a sudden, you know, I hear in Spanish, you know, Doc, you stupid ass, you know, and I hit the floor and the gun goes off and I hear him go boom, boom, and I turn around and he shot a leopard. Like his dream came true, and you know what I mean? And I don't know, I almost shot myself in the ass, and you know.
I couldn't. It's like a fairy tale. I couldn't imagine.
Then could you imagine the peer pressure after that? You know what I mean? Like when I went back to the village, all the kids found out that I can't shoot a gun. So, you know, I'm like the retard, you know, hey, I know what a Ford is, and I know what a Chevy is, and I know what a Malibu is, but hey, you don't know what a Puma, you don't know how to. So I'm like, I was like the stud of all studs here in school. I was badass, I was the man, and then I went over there, and I was just like the stupid, dumb, idiot retard who knew nothing.
How old were you then?
13. It was just the worst, man. It
Oh.
was the
But
worst.
when you came back, you had a real. You could do that thing with the dream, like, I had a dream.
I had a dream about a chick. Let's go out.
Go drive by tomorrow.
Exactly.
Cassie.
Hello?
You're 15.
Uh-huh.
After having sex, it burns when you urinate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You got some kind of yeast infection? Is that what that is? A bladder infection, right there, Bruce?
It could be that. And is this? How often have you had this happen?
Ever since New Year's night.
Okay. This is something you need to have checked out. And again, urinalysis, it's not a painful process to be checked out. Do you have access to a doctor?
No.
You afraid to tell your parents or?
Oh, I can't tell my parents.
Okay, you can go to.
You're being sexually active, though. You need to get a pelvic exam, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So you go to, like, Planned Parenthood or something and get a pelvic exam.
Well, I don't have time.
Oh.
Okay. Well, okay, fine. Go. I hope your crotch falls off then. Who cares?
What is that?
I don't know.
No.
Wait a minute.
I don't have time.
Shut up for a second, everybody. Anderson brings up a rare and good point. Look how long she's been on hold over here, Cassie. Do you see this number here? All right.
Oh
What
my
does that
God.
number say?
120.
120. She has been on hold for 2 goddamn hours. She doesn't have time to go down to Planned Parenthood and get herself checked out because she's now becoming sexually active. She
I
just
was
spent
gonna
2 hours
She
listening
could
to
have
Carlos talk about Honduras.
Right. She could have been at the doctor right now having that. And it could be something really simple, like just a urinary tract
course.
infection.
We should
But it
talk
could
to her
be.
some more.
Nah, I don't want to talk to her.
Well, wait a second.
I screw her.
She's
I don't got
15.
time.
She's 15.
I don't care.
This is a
I don't
15-year-old
have time
brain.
for attitude problems.
Wow, it's defensive. It's
I don't
defensive.
care.
She's frightened.
Don't care. Listen,
was her name?
She needs to go to Planned Parenthood and get checked out.
What was her
That's
name?
it.
I wanna make
I
an
don't
appeal
care.
to her.
It never
Okay.
registers in my mind. Carlos Mencia is our guest tonight.
I'll come to her house with a cup she can pee in.
Oh God! All right, we're gonna
I'm
take a break.
codependent.
I'm gonna yell at Bruce. We'll be back after this.
Yo, Loveline will be right back, homie.
This is a story about American heroes. They changed quite a few lives last year. Jorge Vasquez put out fires, but no, he's not a firefighter. Philip Dale discovered several new stars. Oh, he's not an astronomer. And Elaine Capobianco, she saved a child from drowning, but she's not a lifeguard. They're teachers, but to the kids they've reached, they're heroes.
I'm a teacher. The children are the heroes.
We're not just teaching subject matter, we're teaching human beings.
I am tough as nails, but they know that I love them.
I mean, we've got a legacy that follows behind us forever.
Teachers have the power to make an impact on our future. California will need about 250,000 more of them in the next 10 years. Reach for that power. Teach. Call 1-888-CAL-TEACH now. A public service message brought to you by CalTeach, the Ad Council, and this station.
Okay, so I'm a teenager, right? And everyone's so quick to judge me. On the outside, I may look like... But on the inside, I'm all... Just because I look like... doesn't mean I act that way. In fact, I'm actually involved in crime prevention. That sounds more like this. It's really a great way to convince adults that while you may be looking, you're really thinking.
Call 1-800-722-TEENS to find out how to make your community a safer place for everyone. Get involved, get the number, and call 1-800-722-TEENS. A public service message from the Crime Prevention Coalition of America, the U.S. Department of Justice, and the Ad Council.
Evening, folks. I'm Vince.
And I'm Larry. We're the crash test dummies.
We'd like to entertain you with a little song. Only one thing.
We can't sing, but we're here with someone who can, with a song for the little ones. Ray?
Mr. Charles?
On the big highway of life, there's only one safe place for kids.
Backseat, baby.
The front seat's not the place to drop off.
Baby.
Put that booties in the backseat.
Backseat, baby.
Airbags and kids should never meet. I'm here to remind you to put them behind you.
Raymundo, do you mind if we try?
Oh, let me hear it.
Backseat, baby, better buckled in the back.
Backseat, baby.
Baby faces stay intact.
Larry,
Wow.
yo, Larry, maybe you should keep your day job.
Ow, that hurts.
Not as much as our day job.
Woo!
Backseat, baby.
You stay alive even when I drive.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your kids in the back seat. A message from the Department of Transportation and the Ad Council.
Dear Jim, I just wanted to tell you the things I love so much about you. Like your pasty white belly and how it fits in those tight shirts that my friends think you shouldn't be wearing. I love how you do that thing where you mash 4 slices of bread into a massive ball of dough and stuff it in your mouth. That's so adorable. And what about when you tell those same jokes from reruns that you've seen over and over again? They make me laugh every single time. Other guys play sports or go running or do something outside, but not you. You're different.
Guys, rest assured you will never in your life meet a girl like this.
P.S. I can't wait until we cuddle in front of pro wrestling all day this Saturday. I hear it's a steel cage Texas death match.
Get some exercise. Get up. Get out. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council and the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports.
It's Loveline. I'm Adam. That is Dr. Bruce. Carlos Mencia is our guest tonight. Snoop Dogg will be in here tomorrow night. Carlos is a funny stand-up and a smart guy, which is nice.
I wonder what kind of advice Snoop's going to give tomorrow.
I have no
Yeah, smoke a blunt. That's going to be his answer to everything.
Whack the hoe, I'm guessing, is going to come up more than once. Carlos has himself a website that I have not plugged yet tonight because I've not been aware of it up until now. So
you know what? I'm so stupid. I never even talk about it.
That's all right. Go ahead, give it a plug.
It's just carlosmencia.com, man. There's cool road stories and stuff like that, funky stuff in there, and
bet.
you know. Some lady getting arrested one day. A heckler. I actually had a heckler who heckled so much during the show that they called the police on her. But the show ended before, you know what I mean, the police got there. So she walked out, and like a retard, she kept heckling outside. And the police told her, look, lady, get in your car and leave.
You're like, Mom, leave me alone.
And she was like, you mother. And then they're like, if you open your mouth again, we're going to arrest you. F beep. And it was like, click, click. And, you know, so some people took pictures of it, emailed it to me, and I put on my website, and there's a big story about it. It's pretty cool. There's some cool stuff that's gone on.
I'd love to hear that 911 call, by the way. Listen, we got a little emergency over here. What's going on? Woman's heckling Carlos, the comedian. Yeah, could you send 2 squad cars? Just send the SWAT team.
2 showed up. 2 cars showed up for a heckler.
Oh, my God.
I swear to God. And you know there was a lady getting, and this was in El Paso, Texas.
And meanwhile, some chick's getting raped at the ATM.
Yeah.
Because
somebody was getting killed and buried across the border.
A heckler.
They don't mess around in Texas.
They don't mess around in El Paso. That's where they found all those dead people.
Yeah, I can just see the cut. Herb, we got a chuckler. Let's roll. She's heckling. Where's she down? She's down at Slap Happy's. Let's roll.
It's Carlos, man. He needs help.
And they're like putting her in the back of the car. Your kind makes me sick.
They didn't even say watch your head when they put her in.
This is pretty near and dear to me, Bob. I got a cousin who's in right now for heckling, so I really hate to see it. Kids get started early; they think it's okay, and next thing you know, we're rolling on it.
I feel bad anytime there's a heckler. The person I feel bad for, usually it's a woman. I feel bad for the guy. Do you know what I mean?
Who's sitting next to her?
Yeah, because they've always got that look like, man, I can't believe this bitch is doing this to me again, kind of a look. And you just and you don't want to pick on her because it's reflecting on him, but you kind of have to, and it's just like
certain women should not be allowed to drink alcohol because I guarantee it was the booze that got her out of her shell.
Yeah, you can tell she was drunk in the pictures, and they're not like the greatest pictures, but you can see like that kind of like dizzy looking thing.
That is awesome. Arrested for heckling. What a feather in your cap.
Right?
Ivan?
Yeah?
You're 14.
Yeah.
You got a question for Carlos?
Yeah. Well, Carlos, I think you're the funniest guy like alive right now.
Thanks, bro.
Adam, you're second.
Well, that's cool.
Well, I want to know what happened to Funny's Funny.
Oh, Funny is Funny is a TV show that I used to host with comedians and stuff. It ran its course, man. It's nothing good, nothing bad. It's just like anything else, you know. Most things like that can't last forever because you run out of comics eventually. It's kind of what happens. It's not like this show, where this show it's not necessarily driven by comedians. So you know you can have me and then Snoop and then you know what I mean, whomever, and the it's more based on your calls. But when you're doing a stand-up show and you're bringing up stand-ups and it's called Funny is Funny and it's predominantly geared toward the Latino community and there are only a certain amount of Latino comics, you have to understand that as a host, you want to end it at a certain time because you start putting comics on that suck.
Yeah, welcome to the funniest stage for the 14th time in 13 weeks. Carlos Oscar, everybody. Give it up for. He's going to do his act he did last week. Yeah. The part where he talks about being Mexican. Here we go now. That's right.
And that's pretty much what happens, dude. So it ran its course. It's kind of like I did a show called Local Slam, which were 4 episodes on HBO, and everybody that saw that is like, why didn't you keep doing it? And it was like for the same reason, you know. We did 4 episodes, we had 16 comics, it was fun, but if it had gone any longer, it would have been like, I would have introduced these guys, they would have performed, and I swear to God, I would have come on after and said, I apologize for that. And you can't do that during a TV show.
All right, Ivan?
And what's the new show going to be called?
But I got an HBO special, bro, coming out later on this year, and I don't know what it'll be called. And the name of the show on ABC will probably be called Carlos. And the name of the album, which is out on the 5th of May, go figure, a Beaner's coming out with an album. It's released on Cinco de Mayo.
Wow.
But that's called America Take a Joke. So I'm out there, dude. What city are you in?
Let me punch him back up. Where are you calling from, Ivan?
I'm from L.A.
Oh, you're from L.A.? I'm going to be in Pasadena this week, and I think it's 18 and over. And I'll be in Brea in a few weeks. Go to my website, carlosmencia.com, and it'll give you all the information.
All right?
Thanks, bro.
And you can meet the drunken heckler.
This is my new and improved
all right. Very good. Denise?
Yeah.
You're 19. You get the Depo-Provera shot.
Uh-huh.
And you bleed after orgasm or heavy exercise.
Yeah.
All right. We're powering through. Bruce, what's
Breakthrough
up?
bleeding is characteristic of Depo-Provera, so that's something to talk to your doctor about. It may be a problem that you
Good
can't
enough.
correct.
Andrew.
Yes.
You're 22.
Yes.
Your friend puts a carrot in his pants to impress the ladies.
Yeah.
And what do you want to know?
Well, the thing is, he like takes steroids too, you know.
Yeah.
And
All right.
does this like really get the women, or is he like really self-conscious?
Yes. There's nothing. Listen, I never got laid until I shoved the horn of plenty down my shorts.
Good ER story.
And now I can't keep the chicks away. What's the story?
Guy passed out. I won't say what country, but passed out in the bar. Brought him in, cut his pants off, and he had a salami attached to his leg.
All right. Why'd you cut his pants off?
Well, any traumas, you cut the clothes off.
Oh, I see. Yeah, very smart.
Yeah. So we had a Hebrew national and a
Salami?
non-Hebrew patient.
Oh, okay.
It was a very bizarre picture there.
All right, Michelle.
Uh-huh.
You're 19.
Yeah.
You want to know how to keep a relationship for longer than 2 months?
No, it's just like when I was growing up, like I had a lot of problems, but like basically I like dealt with it, like I had a therapist and all that.
Yeah.
but like now that it's a resolve, like I mean everything in my life other than that is going good.
Yeah.
But it's like when it comes to having relationships, like I have a hard time.
All right.
Like being like I just tend to like cut them off.
Okay, hey, Michelle,
Mm-hmm.
you're 19. All bets are off. Here's the deal. At the 6-week period, when you start feeling yourself doing whatever you did in the last relationship that started getting yourself some distance from the intimacy in the relationship, stop it. Here's the best way to stop everything that you do consistently as far as screwing
but it's not
up.
that I stopped them like.
Keep an eye on yourself. You'll have these feelings. Fight those feelings. Do you know what I'm saying? Your tendencies. All right.
Yeah, just
listen.
like-
Are your parents married?
Yeah, they are.
Have they been married the whole time?
Yeah.
Anyone do anything weird to you?
No.
Good. You have no excuse then.
But you have a fear of intimacy, and
I
that's...
mean, no, I have like problems with depression. I mean, but I have a psychiatrist, and that is all like, you know.
Okay. Well, just keep doing your work in therapy. Take your meds and take it slow. And don't freak yourself out. Believe me, at 19, all bets are off relationship-wise. You don't know that, but when you get to 35, and when I look back now, what I was thinking when I was 19, forget about it.
Right.
All bets were off.
Right.
I'm a mess now. I'm 35. Are you kidding? I was a colossal mess at 19. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
1-800-LOVE-191.
We'll be right back.
These are the sounds of today's kids. And these are the voices of today's kids.
Don't underestimate me. I can work harder in school.
Give me a problem that's hard to solve.
Give me tougher work. Give me tougher books. When I solve a tough problem, I'm on top of the world.
Surprised? Don't be. 74% of kids say school should only pass them to the next grade when they've learned what's expected of them.
I'm not afraid to fail.
If I make a mistake, I'll do better next time.
75% of kids say they'd study harder if their schools gave them tougher tests. The fact is, almost all kids want to be challenged in school. So listen to the voices of kids today.
Challenge me.
Challenge me. Challenge me.
Do your part. Support higher academic achievement in your state and challenge our schools to challenge our kids. For a free booklet, call 1-800-38-BE-SMART. A message from the Ad Council and the Education Excellence Partnership.
Taking all that work home?
No, this is my own stuff. I've got a date with a financial planner.
You're only 25. Why are you planning for retirement already?
Hey, I want to be able to choose when I retire and know that I'll be financially secure when I do.
I've heard lots of people call themselves financial planners, but aren't they really trying to get you to invest in their favorite fund? Like they're selling size 20 shoes so everyone gets a hello Bigfoot.
Half this stuff is my bank statements, company insurance policies, tax returns. The planner's going to know a lot about me before recommending anything. The rest is background information I've collected on her and 2 other planners. If she passes tonight's round, she gets my papers.
Securing your financial future is important. You have a right to expect financial advice that's competent, ethical, and based on your needs. To verify that a planner is certified, call toll-free 888-CFP-MARK. A public service of the Certified Financial Planner Board of Standards.
Hey, driving fans! It may have happened to you. You may have heard the roar of the rumble strips, the blast of car and truck horns, and the heart-pounding fear of a near miss. Avoid all the dangerous crash action that comes with falling asleep at the wheel. Experience the amazing power nap. You've never seen power like this before. The Power Nap. Find out what the professional drivers have been doing for years. The Power Nap gives you the energy you need for the road ahead, and it's free. Whether you're driving to the shore with your family, to another city to meet a client, to school across the state, or anywhere there's action. The Power Nap is your ticket to revitalization. Experience the Power Nap at a rest stop near you. Just pull in, find a safe, well-lighted spot to park, turn off the key, and close your eyes. In just 20 to 30 minutes, you'll have the energy you need to drive safely for miles. So don't push it, park it. And feel the power of the Power Nap. A wake-up call to all drivers from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the American Trucking Association.
It's nearly 6 a.m. and we're at a rest stop talking to travelers. Excuse me?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of circadian rhythms?
It's like a Latin band, right?
Not quite. Do you know what circadian rhythms are?
It's when the stars all align and their energy creates...
No. How about you, sir? Circadian rhythms. Exactly. Circadian rhythms tell your body when it should be sleeping as well as when it should be awake. Circadian rhythms are part of our body's internal controls, a kind of built-in clock that tells us when to wake up and when to go to sleep each day. Imagine the danger that comes when we try to drive when our body thinks we should be sleeping, especially at night, early morning, and for many people, mid-afternoon. You really should try to avoid driving during your body's downtimes. If you have to drive when you'd normally be sleeping and you find yourself getting drowsy, stop for a refreshing 20 to 30-minute nap. Now what would you say when I say circadian rhythms?
I'd say, don't push it, park it.
Right. A wake-up call from the U.S. Department of Transportation and the American Trucking Associations.
Oh, come on, have a drink.
No thanks.
Just one little drink.
I don't want to.
Chicken, everyone else is.
I said no.
What a nerd. One little drink won't kill you.
You've heard it all before. Be cool. Join the crowd. Have a drink, even though you're not 21.
Let's go. She's no fun.
Make the right choice. Don't give in. Underage drinking is dumb and dangerous.
Look out!
A public service message from the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
David.
Yes.
Joe Namath, man.
The Joe Namath?
That's right. Now, I've heard you're a good fan.
I try to be.
When you go to the games, you wear jerseys? Or...
Of course. It would be rude not to go with the jersey on.
Whose jersey do you go in?
I
you have a number 12.
I had a number 12.
Did you see that, man? You know that the number 12 is registered to me.
I will absolutely buy a number 12.
Nah, man.
NFL Shop on NFL.com is the place for all your authentic NFL apparel, including customized champion jerseys. Personalize your own NFL jersey at NFL Shop on NFL.com.
All right. Well, that is it. I want to thank Bruce for doing a great job tonight. Tell everyone Snoop Dogg will be in tomorrow night. And thank Carlos Mencia for coming in here and just being a surprise and a delight. Had a good time and a real interesting guy. And check his stuff out at the Ice House this weekend or at carlosmencia.com. And I'll see you.
Maybe you can take me skiing.
All right. We'll get the Mexican and the WAP up on the slopes.
That would be funny.
Well, until next time, it's Adam Kroll for Dr. Bruce saying mahalo. All right, I'm giving you oral sex starting now, right?
Well, this has been Loveline. The stuff expressed on Loveline is not necessarily the stuff of the staff, management, sponsors, or anyone else, including Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingold. Now, please enjoy these birds.